Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Keep it weird, yeah, keep it loud, yeah. Level up the crowd, yeah. From the shadows to the surface, we ain't backing down. Aliens, conspiracies, what's real, what's fear. Welcome to the show, keeping gaming weird. Joyce legends, late night sessions, minds in overdrive. From response to real talk, yeah, we keep it live. Mental health check, pause the game. Breathe in community strong, yeah, we all gonna win. Who's got the flame? Our flames in the zone. Who's going nuts? Squirrel master on the throne. Pixel to reality, we blur the line. From UF sightings to your favorite grind. Strange worlds, deep dives, late night theories, ghosts in the cold, or just bad memory. Every voice matters, yeah, you're part of the stream. Not just a podcast, this is bigger than a dream. Yeah, 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 yeah. Keep it weird, yeah, keep it loud. Yeah, level up the crowd, from the shadows to the surface, we ain't backing down. Aliens, conspiracies, what's real, what's fear. You're tuned in now, keeping gaming weird. Every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Yeah, yeah. Don't just play the game, change it. Don't just play the game, change it.
You fucking kidding me?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Keeping Gaming Weird. How are y'all doing? Appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and react. And what's up? We have Negley returning from
and he's wiped too hard.
Last season. Let's go.
And he wiped too hard. I read that. So I didn't put anything that's funny in there. You know, like in the intro video, you know how I sneak stuff in. I don't know if have y'all spotted the sneak in this time. Is me playing the saxophone, walking behind the building. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's like an animated me. And then I'm watching that, and I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. Nothing funny. And then I read Negley says, I wiped too hard. It's like, fucking shit, dude. I can't be serious. But anyway, yeah. So Flames just got back from his bike ride, so he's going to be eating. Don't do that again.
Do what?
What you just did. Do that one more time. Do like you're riding the bike, dude. Come on.
I didn't do
Come on, ride that bike again, damn it.
I did no such thing.
He said, I can't. I just saw Negley do it in the back, dude. Hold on. I got to bring him up here so Negley can do it. There he is. Look, there he is. He stopped. Look, he got to act like he was. I try to sneak him in. I try to just sneak him in. Well, you know, that was a great, yeah. So anyway, so Flames
tried to sneak me in.
But anyway,
I'm just terrible.
We're gonna.
Where'd he go? Where did you go?
He went back there to ride more bikes by himself.
His beard gone.
Well, since we're all here, how's your week been, Negley? It's what is today? Tuesday, because it's podcast day. But how's things been
Tuesday,
since
man.
last time you were here? I know you're still
Things have been
doing
good. Yeah, I just finished up Repo tonight, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love
Anything else?
Yeah, we do it pretty much every Tuesday night. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast, especially with the mod. You can get like 10 people in there, and
Yeah.
it's chaos. The game is hilarious. It's a blast.
Yeah, last time I came in there, dude, I heard all those people talk. You know, my fucking head would explode.
Oh, it does. It gets chaotic. Like more than 6 people gets chaotic, especially when the rooms or the maps are really large. And so you then got to figure out, well, who's dead, who's still alive. And then you start going, counting. So 2, 3, 4. So it's one of those things where it just adds to it. But it's a blast because there's certain rooms where there's holes, and there's certain people like myself that somehow just always fall in the hole and whatnot. Tonight I got knocked off a plank into a lava pit by accident. It's just one of those things where you say something and all of a sudden it happens to you. But it's a fun game for an indie game. It's a great game.
Domino keeps asking me, CJ, Dom, whatever we fucking want to call him, right? He keeps asking me, dude, if you want to see a fucking fat 44-year-old man, this guy, break his neck on live stream, okay, then I'll do a backflip. Other than that, I'll just go, woo, there we go. There, it was so fast, but no. Oh man, have y'all played Super Battle Golf?
I have,
Sounds
yes.
good.
Actually, I just started playing it.
Mm.
Hottie with Shoddy convinced me to get it.
Nope,
I know
I've-
her and Mac
right.
and CJ and all them, they play it. And it was quite comical because I literally played it for the first time with all of them. And they're all snipers and experts and everything else. And it was hilarious because they're all waiting for me. But the game is a blast. It's a hoot.
Oh,
I mean, it's
dude, it's so fun.
yeah. I
Like-
can't wait to play with them or anybody. I mean, I've been practicing on my own by myself, which is
Yeah.
you know about how much fun that is.
Douglas said, "I want to see somebody break their neck do a flip." We're taking a vote here. It's
All right,
everybody's
let me do a flip. I'll do the flip on the bike. Let me do it real quick. All right, hold on.
But yeah, that game's
that's
so
a game.
weird.
That's a game I hope to keep playing a little bit more.
Yeah, me, Malice, man, Roy. We had some other people, but it was kind of like a quick plan, right?
Yeah.
But we all played, dude, and like just about 5 or 6 of us. I could only imagine like getting a full lobby in that game because of the what's that? The freaking the orbital drop, dude, that you can get that you can blow up everybody with. Did you get that on
I
that?
haven't got that one yet. No.
What game
No?
is this?
Super
I've lucked
Battle
out and got the golf cart a couple times. That's a blast.
Yeah.
Just start honking as you run the person over.
So you can get an orbital laser, right? And so when you point it down, so like say you're way far behind on the green and everybody's up there getting ready to putt, you got an orbital laser, dude. You could blow up everybody in their balls. So like everything just goes fucking flying.
It's a giant mushroom cloud, right? And you just walk right in.
Oh, dude, it's the greatest, man.
All right.
It's a fun game. I think it seems like it's by the devs from Peak. I don't know if it is or not, but it seems like it is.
Or I know I took the shotgun one time and we were getting ready to tee off, and I just pointed to my right, and I think I shot 3 or 4 people right off the tee, right off the bat. Yeah, I about pissed myself laughing on that.
You got to be
They didn't
quick,
think it was funny, but I thought it was hilarious.
dude. You got to be quick on the drive on that game.
Yeah.
You do. You got to like, as soon as it drops, you got to go because if not, somebody's shooting you, or if somebody else drives first, they're coming to hit you with their golf club.
Mhm.
That's what's gonna happen.
Just
What
a
game is
warning
this
for the
again?
gang. I've been practicing. I'm a lot
Super
better.
Battle
So
Golf.
you better watch out for Negley with
Check
Super
this
Battle
out.
Golf.
Yeah, it's only like $5, dude. It's
Oh, yeah, it wasn't-
it's
it's not that
super cheap game.
Sounds
It's
fucking
actually-
awesome.
It is a blast.
It's a
I
part.
love
It's a
games
straight
like that.
party game. It's a straight party game. Like it's definitely a party game.
It's a party
but-
without the alcohol needed. You'll just have a blast.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh,
it's- It's so much fun, especially and like I said, it's a lot more fun with people playing with you.
Yeah,
Just like you
definitely
said,
the more.
Squirrel, with all the shit you can do to them and throw the landmines or bear the landmines and the ice cubes and the dueling pistols and stuff like that. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it gets
And
to be
you-
a blast.
Well, since we're on the topic of games, before we get into this crazy stuff, any new games that y'all played? I've
I've
played
been
one of
playing
those.
Riders Republic.
Yeah, I heard you doing that because you want to ride mountain bikes in real life and in video games.
Yes,
all
sir.
at the same time.
Because I'm fucking addicted.
What he's gonna do is he said he's gonna get a VR and put on Riders Republic and actually ride his bike in the game, but in real life, so he
That'd
can't
be
see where he's
That'd
going.
be sweet, actually. Like a simulation downhill fucking mountain bike fucking game. That'd be
Like a-
badass.
That would be
Like
pretty
a-
cool.
like an augmented reality game.
Yeah.
That would
That'd be fucking sick.
That would be cool. I've been playing Windrose a lot. You guys know that. You know that game
Yep.
is blown up. That game is fucking. If you like survival games
I need
and
to
you
play it.
guys play together, like if you have friends to play together, like you gotta play it.
Yeah.
You got like it's right now. It's like it's so good. It's so good. It's probably
That's the
one of
pirate ship game, right?
Y-
That you were
yeah.
playing the other day.
So
Yeah,
you
I heard a
can
lot
play-
of good reviews about that. How
Oh.
they mix the balance with the warfare and everything.
Yeah,
That I
and-
guess no other pirate ship games could mimic.
Well, so I played Atlas, which was a game that was kind of like this one, but it was more PvP based also, like where you could blow up each other's bases and everything else, right? But this game is all PvE, right? But you can build bases, you fight in your boats, you go level up, fight bosses, collect loot, upgrade your stuff. They are very, very, very on top. Like in their Discord, like I'm in their Discord right now. In their Discord, players that are in there, I can't even count them, dude. The screen, like
Really?
there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 30. There's over 100 players in there just talking in their Discord playing right now.
Damn.
So imagine on top, they sold 1 million copies.
Mhm.
Like that's crazy. And it's
Yeah.
only a 30, I think 30. Don't quote me on the exact number, but I know it's below 40. That's the amount of people that are on that development team. That's the craziest thing.
You rarely see that many people in a Discord.
Yeah. Especially
it takes a good idea. I think the repo was a small development team as well. That came out as it's still early access, and it was like $8 or $9 when it first came out, and that sold a bazillion copies right off the bat. So yeah, if you hit the gold mine with what's new, fun, and exciting for everyone to keep coming back to play,
dude. And they say so. This map, dude. So I don't want to say the amount of hours I have into it. Okay, but I have
more than 20.
Thanks. More than 100. Okay. It's more than 100, and it's only
I was trying to be low.
Thanks, but I still got to admit it. But like for that game, so I have, let's just say actual gameplay 70 hours, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And for them to say there's 2 more phases coming, and they're going to do another 50% of gameplay, including get map size, islands, everything, right? And then after that is another 50%. How big is
almost
that?
Like almost like Destiny a little bit.
Dude, it's going to be massive when it gets done, because there's already, if you saw like the base walkthrough videos and stuff I have, I don't know if you saw, dude, but that's already in the game. What else are you going to add? Like they're going to, there's basically another 100% of a game coming. That's only part of it, and that's crazy. You know, it's definitely good. But anyway, enough of glazing them.
Playability.
Oh, dude, it's so good. But anyway, I had to take a break. I did take a break. I went back to Cyberpunk. Joe, me, and my brother, and all of us started playing Cyberpunk again, modded up, and went back to that. Take a break.
I need to rip that game back up. It's such a good ass game.
Yeah. Have you played Cyberpunk, Negley?
I've not.
No.
What?
It gets a little
when it came out, like the bad part was you needed like a super high-end machine to run it when it first came out.
Not now.
Or
I didn't have it until now. You know?
Or if you had a console, you couldn't run it. They released it on console, but the consoles couldn't run it. That was
it was ahead of its time. I mean, it was ahead of its time.
It still is. Like the replayability of that game is just absolutely crazy, dude. It's a good game.
Like I fired up Half-Life 2 the other day because I hadn't played. That game came out in 2004, maybe something like that. And I fired that up for the first time on this PC, you know, with a high-end graphics card. I'm like, holy shit, this game looks completely different than it did before. You know, and it plays so much smoother. The transition between the levels is so much smoother. I'm like, this game was ahead of its time. Clearly was ahead of its time.
What's up, Manbath?
Yeah, sorry, Manbath.
Manbath the Great.
Yep.
It is talk. I had tacos today. I had tacos.
Chinese.
I had fish sticks.
You like fish sticks? No, you don't like fish sticks? Oh, I was gonna say you're pretty much a gay fish. But anyway. He doesn't. Yeah, there you go.
No, not that. No, he doesn't get that one. He
doesn't get that one.
Fuck him.
He didn't earn that one.
No. I feel like I did. Okay, my South Park reference was perfect. Jalapeno on a stick. Oh, dude, that's a great comedian. Damn it, dude. My ADHD.
Oh yeah, jalapeno on a stick. Yes.
Yeah, I love. What's his name?
Yeah.
Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham. There you go. Yep. You're smarter than all the rest of us. What's up, Mac? Sorry, I didn't see Mac Attack scroll by there. What Joe said?
There's Do a Flip.
Joe said.
I think he coined that term.
What, Mac Attack?
No, Do a Flip.
Oh, Do a Flip. I was like, oh, he should coin that term, Mac Attack, because that's the only Mac Attack I know. But anyway, so what do we want to talk about first here? We have like 9,162,343. Right? Yeah, dude. I have other topics for games, but I don't care to talk about those.
Don't matter.
Let's go.
We'll jump around, right? We just jump around.
Let's do it. So the first thing let's talk about the first one. I don't know. I was talking to Negley because I was surprised about this. So I'm going to find out if you do, Flames, before I pull this up. Do you know who Bashar is? Darryl Anka. Do you know who Darryl Anka is? Did you look into him at all?
Sounds very familiar. Is that one of the people listen?
Crisscross.
Is it? Huh?
Is that one of the
Sorry, I
people
was
listen?
reading chat.
What?
Who is he?
Okay, so so sorry. Darryl Anka, he channels a guy that is Bashar, and it's a extraterrestrial being, I think all games should allow flips. But so he channels this dude. He's been doing it for years. Okay, his story hasn't changed, and I'm gonna play a video just because if you guys aren't familiar with him, it's a short, so it's not really. But this is what he does when he gets ready to go. I'll share it here. But anyway, so he comes in and he says, and I'll get more into it after I play this thing. Let me share the right here, best Darryl Anka videos, and I'll be happy to. I don't know who made this video, but it's at Free Vibrations, so appreciate them here. So
thank you for being here. Have fun. I will see you later.
So he channels them. So that's how he ends up. And he's done this in front of thousands of people. Answered questions. I don't know how long. This is only like a minute long, so it's not that long.
Yeah.
But then I'll go into one of the times when he's talking, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff he talked about. But so this is what he does. Every time it does not change. So you know. Okay, facts. So this is what he does. He just does this, and then he ends up coming out, and we'll go to another video. So once he becomes him, then he is talking like this.
Approach the challenge with the confidence, the assurance that you understand the principle that every situation is an opportunity, that everything can serve double duty, negative or positive. Approach the challenge with the confidence, the assurance.
He talks about basically, man, all this stuff, and talks about the end of the earth, and we were talking about this too before the podcast. He was on. So if you've seen Big Bang Theory, Sheldon's girlfriend, she has a podcast. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, her actual name, or I would say it. He was on her podcast. And so one of the things he said on the podcast was, she was like, so you guys are on the way, and what's going to happen? He said, well, it's time for civilization reset again. And she's like, wow, that doesn't make us feel very confident. He's like, well, it should, because now you guys don't have to nuclear bomb yourself.
Yeah.
But he talks as this person, and he says so much stuff that is,
I mean, there's a lot of talk about that right now of us either becoming something else besides what we are now, besides through technology, or us getting wiped out, or some kind of big shift is coming to Earth.
Yeah, and none of his so the thing about him is, yes, you can't prove, he has no hard evidence that shows that all this stuff is right, but he still hasn't been disproven. And over every single time in front of live audiences, they ask him questions. He doesn't, none of this is scripted. Nothing is fielded, right? Like the fact that he has not changed up over the years, you know what I mean? And has been doing the same thing. There's like another handful of people, okay, that say that they had this same thing. And I could go through all their names, but he's the most predominant. All right. But, dude, it's been like they've been talking about this since the 80s. There's been people that have came out. One guy had a general that was inside of him that he could channel. This Bashar is another intelligent being. That's the guy that he channels, right? It's just another intelligent being that is in contact supposedly with us and knows, everything about us, which is crazy. Yeah, I hope they do too, just like in Cyberpunk, dude. I already know the mods that I want and everything when I go to the Ripper Dot, dude. I know them, but it's crazy, man. Especially with a lot of the things that are unfolding right now. And it ties in. So a lot of what he talks about, which that's why I kind of wanted to bring him up, is because a lot of the topics that we talk about, like, or you see other people talk about, simulation theory. Right. That's what he talks about also in there. The dark forest thing, that's the dark forest thing for you guys that don't know. We could talk about that. We could just go on, but is basically shoot first, right? So that's what it basically is. Like aliens, we don't know who they are or where they are or whatever, but the whole universe basically is shoot first, ask questions later. And that's the Dark Forest thing, right? So we don't know who our friends are and who aren't and who's going to attack us. But anyway.
And the reason they haven't come here is because they're in fear and hiding in their civilization wherever in space.
Yeah.
Because they're on defense. They're waiting for the others to hit their planet so they can defend themselves.
Yeah. And that's why they say also exactly what Negley's talking about. Why we haven't seen the extraterrestrial, because they're all too busy fighting each other, just like we're fighting ourselves, and everybody's fighting amongst each other. And so it just hasn't, by chance, made it to us yet. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to, which, now with, like I said, man, I don't know. It doesn't matter if you believed in aliens or not. If whatever you want to say, man, there's a bunch of things that are unexplained at this point. And
like we talked off the scene, off before this thing started, was, I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but then when you think about it, if someone looked at planet Earth for the first time from somewhere else, we have a very aggressive planet. Our circle of life means you have to eat something to survive. Our planet kills itself to survive. So every animal that's out there is killing something. So if you're coming from a planet that doesn't experience that, or it's, utopia or what have you, you may not want to step foot in our land, and the same thing happens. I was telling, Squirrel before, we found tribes in like the Amazon forest and stuff that have never seen us before, modern man before. And for us, we're going in, it's like, oh wow, this is pretty cool, this is neat, let's take some pictures.
There's still tribes to this day that use stick and stones and all that stuff. And
but the other tribes are looking at us as the enemy of like, who are you? What are you? You're a space guy. You die. We got to kill you. So that's where this kind of theory makes some sense, and that the way we as humans behave on this planet kind of makes sense for that. If other civilizations know us, they're not going to want to step foot here because we're going to be deemed as that aggressive planet you don't want to go near.
Yeah. I think definitely if even no matter what our technology level is, I think in the galactic, if there was a galactic, what's the word I'm looking for, like a federation, we would be deemed a dangerous planet.
We'd be on the list, the do not travel list.
We got more technology than the animals in the Everglades, but that's still a dangerous place to go, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
let's just skirt around that planet.
And really, I mean, we have Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Those launched in like the 70s, I think, like the mid to late 70s, and they haven't found shit yet. So that could also be the thing too, is you have other worlds that are out there billions of light years away that just haven't found us yet, because they're doing the same thing. They're probing the whole universe, trying to find something.
Did I talk about this on last episode, that they just broke the like barrier of the sun? Yeah. And they found out that the radiation beyond the fucking sun is like massive, and like how the fuck can we even space travel now?
Yeah. I don't see how.
Get back to the moon.
It's just like I was gonna say that's the Artemis 3 now, right? So it's Artemis 3 now. That's the next mission, is to go land on the moon. How?
And the next mission is to build on the moon.
So no matter what you believe, right? I'm not trying to say like here goes the conspiracy theory thing, right? But if we really did land on the moon with Neil Armstrong and those guys, right? And we didn't have the technology, and you could say one of the argument points is, well, we'd cut NASA's funding. I don't want to hear it, dude. NASA has more, like they've got fucking ship graveyards that they could scrap and make way more money and enough to fund a project just on scrap metal, right?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
We cut like pennies on the dollar from them. That was it, and they still have like the largest budget.
Like it ain't, it's no, colonoscopy coming up. Sorry, I just happened to click back off my notes.
It is crazy how you go there in the late 60s, and future missions you go there, and then you stop. Like we get the space shuttle technology, and then it's like, you know what? Forget this. We're just gonna worry about the International Space Station now. Forget about the
we've been back. We just haven't had people on the moon.
I'm just saying, why did we all of a sudden stop?
And why haven't we broke? So that's the first. Why was it such a big deal to circle the moon, right? If we have all that technology already, I've said it a million times. People think that like the International Space Station All this other shit, it's out in outer space. No, it's not. It's still within the gravitational pull of the Earth.
Yeah.
It's in orbit. It is not in space. Like to truly travel in space, dude. Like if we had all that technology before, right? And they say, oh, well, we don't need to go back. We don't need to do this, you know? Well, why? Stop it. We didn't need to go there in the first place. Why? To beat the Russians there? Why? Then we could have just done it in a movie theater studio, right? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is.
Like...
I think there were. I think the other problem too is I'm sure it was expensive then, and it just kept the cost for space exploration just kept skyrocketing, right? And then you go through the government red tape and all this shit. But then you get a company like SpaceX or whatever. So now we can farm this out to a private company at cheaper. So now why not? Why not go? And that's probably why you see more of a push now for the moon and Mars and everything else is it's not coming out of the taxpayer's pocket now. So there's less justification that NASA has to do for this whole thing. You know, let SpaceX do all the R&D. Let SpaceX, invest all the billions of dollars on R&D on rockets and everything else. And then we'll just reap the rewards of here's a couple astronauts, can you take care of them for us?
Yeah.
Type stuff. So, that, and part of that trip, we say, why did we circle around the moon? Well, SpaceX had never put a craft near the moon. So it's a test for everyone. We're starting over from scratch. When you think about it, this isn't government rockets. This isn't a government program. This is a private sector's billion-dollar toy, basically. And you want to make sure you got your shit in a row.
And each time we go into space, whatever it is, we always learn something new. So it's a whole new journey for whatever we're doing. Just because we go, we go to the moon, we already learned it. It's like, no, people, they can study different shit and do different things when they go up in there and all that stuff. So they learn something every single time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's that, and I mean, space is ever expanding. Like we talked about,
ever changing too. Just like we are.
It's always going. How do you? It's like we can explore the end of my street, right? Because it ends at a certain point. But
we live in a confined world is what we do.
Yeah. Well, space is a living thing too. You got stars that die, and got fucking planets that are born, and all that shit. Black holes fucking eat stuff, and so space in itself is a living fucking entity.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting that just the difference, and you never hear the same thing. Neil deGrasse Tyson, it's one of my favorite people to listen to. I love Neil, because he talks about both sides of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and not saying he knows everything that he's talking about, right? But he definitely knows more than I do, and more than general public, I would think.
He's a smart individual.
And the angle in which we use to go into orbit, right? I could look up the name of it and get the exact name. I'm not that smart and going to act like I know what the hell exactly everything is. But that angle, that measurement is used for so many things on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that equation. Also, if you break down that equation, equals, I think it's like something's atomic mass or something, dude. It's crazy. And that's the same equation we've used since Einstein to get into orbit.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is the equipment that we're using, because the outsides of the shit
and all that shit, and refined technology and everything.
And that's what gets me, man. It's like, how did we send this rocket that looked like, dude, if you look at the moon landing, it looked like fuck, dude, it looked like
it's amazing how you can have something like that go that far with the technology of a wristwatch today.
Yeah. And dude, it
that's
looks like
the crazy part.
The best way I can describe it is, when you get your pizza, like when they deliver it and it's in that bag and it rips open and it's all silver inside, right? That's what the freaking spaceship thing looked like when they got out of it. It looked like it was all flimsy. It wasn't even like, how did that last?
Oh, it was ghetto as hell. But it did.
Did you look at the returning fucking pod when it came back to orbit?
Mm-hmm.
It had fucking holes all up in it and shit from the fucking reentry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. We still don't have this shit dialed in. It's still very fucking dangerous to do this
it's
shit.
It's still amazing that, to jump back to the initial moon landing, they didn't have the sophisticated, AI and computers that we have today. I mean, these are people that sat there, with a tablet and a pencil and figured this shit out by hand and chalkboards and everything else just to get that rocket off the ground. That's what's amazing.
Yeah.
We take that for granted today that, we're relying on technology and computers, and we still have those same bright scientists that are helping the models and everything else. But I mean, that was a huge engineering feat to just throw a rocket into space with people in it and have them come back down safely.
Yeah.
With pen and paper and a chalkboard.
Oh, yeah, especially when we're racing because we're trying to beat fucking Russia.
Absolutely.
Everything. That was the whole premise of the whole shit.
That was the whole thing, right? Yes.
Yeah, the space race. That's that. Even in video games like Civilization, the game Civilization, Sid Meier's Civilization, that's like one of the ways to win the game is through the space race and through science. So like it's definitely a big turning point, for it. But
right.
Man, I just had right then I went to another thought, of course, but dude, I was thinking it was something. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely a squirrel. There's a reason the name is there. And there's a reason it's spelt wrong too, because I can't spell. No. All right. The cat's out of the bag. I can't read or write, guys. All right. I'm sorry, but I use AI for everything. For everything, and AI can't spell squirrel, I guess. So that's no. I was trying to think of what I was going to say, but I can't remember now to save my life about that. But
space, dark forest,
there's all kinds
civilization.
of stuff like that. Yeah,
trying to throw some buzzwords in there.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I went to when I started talking about the space race that blew me. Oh, dude, yeah, Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a space game. Okay, I don't know if you guys knew that, but Pac-Man is a space game. It's not a ghost. Okay,
Space Invaders. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, but yeah. But yeah, there's that and what else? Man, I cannot think of what it was. But so you said you like Bob. You said you've looked into Bob Lazar a lot, right?
I've looked into Bob Lazar for a long time. Yeah.
Same.
Ever since the whole Roswell, since I got involved with it, I shouldn't say involved because I'm not involved with it at all. But when I found out about Roswell and Area 51, all this
research, since you got involved in the research,
yeah.
When I was in there in that raid in Roswell that they did,
yeah, that's crazy shit there though. But yeah, so you have an individual, and even I just learned something the other day I didn't even think about, and I've watched his interviews numerous times.
Have you seen the new movie?
I have not seen the new movie yet. No, I'm going to rent it. Probably, I'm going to watch it this weekend. Good. Yeah, I want to watch it this weekend. Good. But for those that don't know who he is, he's a scientist, physicist, whatever you want to call these guys. He's a genius, really. Long story short, he eventually got to work on a top secret project for the government.
Los Alamos, and,
he was working at Los Alamos and then transferred to S4. He was under the impression he was going to work on the next state-of-the-art fighter jet. He didn't believe in aliens. He didn't believe in any of this stuff.
As most people like them do.
Right. And so he's a zeros and ones guy, black and white. Starts going to work for this secret lab, and he's under the impression he's working on some secret fighter jet thing.
Supposed to be close to Area 51.
He gets S4 right by Area 51. Ends up going to this craft, starts working on it, and then realizes while he's in this craft that this is not ours. And he said at that point, like, it changed everything for him. Like, your whole perception of, hey, we are not alone. And but he followed the science piece of it. So what's really cool about it is his story has never changed either. He said pretty much the same stuff. Like, he would have to pull off the greatest lie ever. Now, a couple things that I learned recently that kind of I don't want to say it didn't necessarily freak me out, but I never really picked up on all the other interviews that he was working on a craft that was fully intact.
Yep.
Like when you hear about Roswell,
and there's 9 more movies, all
exactly, but you hear about Roswell, they say a UFO crashed into Earth, right? He's saying he's working in a top secret government facility where all the crafts are fully intact. There's 9 of these intact. Now the thing that really he said there was
supposed to be excavation sites that they were pulled.
Yeah, they excavated a couple, and then they also mentioned that a couple of them were donated to us.
Yeah,
that's the part that kind of freaked me out. Was donated to us means we didn't shoot it down, we didn't excavate it. Like someone said, "Hey, here you go. you know, here's a little gift for you guys to, who knows, maybe kickstart your technology a little bit faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I'm not there. I have no clue, but that just kind of hit me of shit. You know, for decades, we thought the UFOs just kept crashing into Earth and we kept getting them. No, this is, if you've got 9 fully
What if they're
intact
crashing
vehicles,
because
it's
they're
like,
donations?
shit. And that could be too.
Yeah.
But the other crazy thing he said was the propulsion system on all 9 of these craft, all 9 craft,
We're all the same.
they look different on the outside, but they're all powered by the same like core device.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it's kind of like a Ford Motor Company designing the engine and then giving it to all the car companies to use in their cars.
Yeah.
And that kind of hit me as like, well, shit. So you're either dealing with one civilization that has 9 different models of cars, or you have 9 civilizations that are all on the same level of technology that have figured out that the only way to do this is this certain reactor.
Yeah.
And that's where I think got kind of really, really wild. But that's why I was kind of interested with what he was saying was, you know, he's not necessarily saying there's a government cover up. He's saying, here's what I experienced, you know, take it for whatever you want to take it with.
Yeah.
But the crazy part is like
his life has not been easy either.
It is not.
They have fucked
No.
with them and fucking
Yes.
yeah.
And others
Some of
around
his-
him
yeah,
and
some
the
of his
others
friends
around
have gone
him.
missing and shit.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah. And then that's you know, when the scientists start disappearing recently, that kind of got me thinking of, oh shit, you know, it's kind of the same thing, you know.
I think he's so fucking public now is no one can.
Oh,
touch
you
him.
can't. Exactly.
So that's the only
exactly.
thing that's keeping him from
He is so
disappearing.
public that if he would just mysteriously die from a, you know, like car crash or whatever, the entire world would know this man was telling the truth, you know, cat's out of the bag, so to speak.
Yep.
Whereas right now they can try to disprove him.
Yeah.
You know, maybe try to prove that he's crazy or something like that. But what was it? The map. This is a preview of the movie, so you probably saw it in the movie where the road, how the government changed the map of the road.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
removed the map from that
I can show
secret
it to you
location.
right now.
Yeah, that's what freaked me out. I had
It's
no
live
idea
on
that
Google Maps.
that is
Here.
crazy.
So he's been doing it since he's been saying, and it's been close. There's been a few discrepancies, right? But it's not enough to talk about. It really isn't. But he's been sticking basically to the same thing since 1989.
Yes.
To the same story. The only thing, and see, that's where it gets me, that the biggest discredit they have to him is his education. There's no confirmed records of him ever being at MIT or Caltech. And but that's also, let's just be honest about it. If the government wants to erase anything, or the powers that be, okay, we don't even got to say government, the powers that be, if they want to erase something, it's gone. Right?
We have the witness protection program. For a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So they could take
that's why
away.
you don't see his education.
And then they're like, well, there's no physical evidence. That's the other big, well, of course, they're like, it's not yet, you know what I mean? But so everything that there is, that's the hardest part to discredit his story, is that it's not something he's seeking monetary value over since 1989 until he made this. You know what I mean? He may have made some money, but he could have made more money just being quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was good. You know, he was retired, right? Or about to retire from his position. You know, I don't know if people realize how much money those people make in the retirement packages they get from the government, where they don't have to do anything. They don't want you to go work at Lockheed Martin when you get done working on stuff.
Yeah, no.
Right. They pay you to have some fun, go away and be quiet.
Yeah. So that's the part, you know, and he talked about, he was the first person to mention S4.
Yes.
Before it ever even was widely known.
Yeah.
Which the government still won't acknowledge.
Yeah. But now they know it. We know it's there.
We know it's there, right? And Area 51 is not, I mean, he said that Area 51 just means it's the 51st area that the government has. That means there's 50 other sites that are out there. Yeah. We're just familiar with Area 51 in Arizona.
Yeah. And Area 51, they say, is, and I believe more that Area 51 is a cover up to something else. You know what I mean? Like at this point, it may have been something back in the day, right? But at this point, you don't change, because like you were just talking about the road that he's looking up and change. You don't change something because people are going to notice it, right? So you keep doing the same thing and you move operations underground or over here to S4, or now you have S5, or you have, you know what I mean? These these different areas that you move the things to, and you move them, and you move them through nighttime, and you move them just, dude, there's car testing sites. You mentioned Ford, right? So all these people test out in the desert, dude, and if they can keep other corporations out, and they can keep a no-fly zone, and they can keep all of these things, what can the government do? You know?
Yeah, you could use it as a test site, a fighter jet test site.
You know?
But the side job is obviously it's a nuclear facility. You look at, around here we have different industries where they'll buy farmland for fracking or whatever, and they'll have 1,000 cows running around, right? And cows are on the land. You think it's a farm, but it's not really a farm. It's just their way of purposing that land to kind of hidden in plain sight, so to speak.
What was that show? And this is every time something reflects to like a movie or something to me, but it wasn't about aliens, but there was cattle land that they had. The cat's like, are we talking about Egypt again? I am here. Let's talk about the pyramids now. Cat has arrived. But that's what they were doing, was they were fracking underneath the land, but they had it. I want to say it was like, what is Pretty Woman? What's her name?
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. What's the one where she was the attorney? The older movie.
Erin Brockovich.
Erin Brockovich. Was that one about like them fracking on land that the government was cover up? They were doing it when they still had above the farms. I want to say it was that some reason in my head. You know what I mean? Like it's that, but it's the same thing. Like they cover up stuff all the time as different things. It's like these buildings in a lot of cities that you go to, you don't know which one is a government undercover, whether it's not like aliens or anything else, but you don't know what's an FBI building. You don't know what's this. You know what the main building is because they mark it. But you know how many different posts they have setting in through cities and all these CIA buildings? They're not going to be like CIA here. Free tours.
There's not going to be a big old sign on the front door.
Yeah, and when you walk in, it's not going to be like, welcome to the CIA. You know, they're going to be like, this is so-and-so fucking engineering or something. You know, it's going to say something stupid on it, or it's going to be like all those ghost offices. Have y'all seen all that stuff going on? You know, where these people are operating out of those shared offices, and they're not really a company. Like the wineries now have shared wineries. I don't know if y'all have seen that. So they all like these. Do you think you're buying this super high-end, expensive bottle of wine, but it's made in the same winery because it's a communal winery that the whole people use?
Your grocery store, sometimes things are manufactured for the brands, and part of their agreement is, we can manufacture stuff on our generic label.
Yeah.
And compete with you. If you notice in the grocery store, at least around here, like Tide, for example, has its own orange color, and if you look at the generic brand, it looks almost exactly like it. And you say, well, how can I get away with that? Well, because they probably have a contract to fill some of the Tide bottles.
Tide already makes them.
Yeah, and so Tide's paying them to fill their bottles and everything else, and as their payment is out, we're not going to sue you because it looks the same as ours.
I went down that rabbit hole with, and I'm from Texas, so HEB, which is a grocery store. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but they have the best store brand stuff, right? Like, so the HEB brand, it's the same to me, right? It's no real difference,
right?
But I went down that hole of looking into stuff that was the same brands, and there's a lot of people, Hill County Fair, and then there goes that. But it's the same stuff, man. I'm telling you, like Walmart brand, a lot of that stuff is the exact same stuff, just put in another box at the manufacturer. When I used to drive 18-wheelers, that's how I found out about that. I'd pick up at Mills, at General Mills, and it would be the off-brand. And I learned about the Post and the General Mills fight and all that stuff, which is a whole nother topic, right? But like,
a whole
it's
new
crazy.
Podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, but so where'd they change the road at? Sorry, we're looking at this now.
So
they didn't change it; they removed it.
Oh, they removed the road that was
removed
there.
It,
okay.
yes.
Well, they changed the layout of they recolored it and changed the fucking layout of the land and all that shit.
Oh, they've deleted and they've blocked out parts of maps too.
Yeah,
man.
Look at the trees though. Watch how many trees disappear. And S4 is supposed to be on this ridge right here. Some are right here. It's where the base is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that one photo from the movie showed the 9 squares that were hidden on the side of the building, which have since been blurred out.
But if you look closely, you can still see some of the fucking tracks. But see how they
you can see them right there. You can see all the tracks. Yeah,
they just like stop abruptly, like they try to erase them or something. You know, it's just like, what the fuck y'all doing? You know?
What do you mean? That's from people riding mountain bikes out there on the freaking sand dunes, dude. You know this, bro. You're a mountain bike rider. You guys will go anywhere for an adventure.
Further in time.
It's like, have you seen
But look at this. Look, hold on.
Yeah.
For 2006, there's a road still fucking there, and the 2004, there's still a fucking road that fucking leads in and out of fucking Papoose Lake. It's like, no.
And then now it's gone.
No, it's still there.
So it forked, right? And they got rid of the one fork and
okay.
left the other side. So there's a road that goes around it, but it forked, and it forked off into S4.
I haven't looked, and I mean,
then they
like,
changed it in '89 or whatever. They changed the map and got rid of that fork piece and kept the other piece going around it.
Huh.
Yeah, here you can see right there.
I mean, nothing says more of yes, there's something there than when they blur a picture out. I mean, it's quite obvious. You blurred a picture out for a reason.
Yeah. And you know that, so like Google Maps, you know that you can submit for Google to have your address blurred.
Yep.
Right. You know, you can do that.
You can tell you get on Street View and you'll see the blurry.
But the thing is, excuse me. You can't do it across all satellites, right? So that's a service. Google is a service, right?
Yes.
Though they are a big service of providing the maps to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't submit to Google. It's not like a no-call list, right? So you don't submit to Google and then your address is blocked from all satellite imaging, right? It's only through them. So every other satellite image would still have your house on it. But on a lot of these places, because I've looked into a lot of places that have changed, whether or not it's about aliens or whatever else, but what are they hiding here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're changed across every satellite imagery system, not just one. So it's not like they just submitted to Google Maps and were like, hey, this is a base, cut this off.
Right.
That to me, that's normal, because we shouldn't be able to look into a military base, because if we can, our enemies can. Right?
Sure.
I'm looking at the updated 2026 image. So in the video, the movie, there's an outline box of where S4 is supposed to be, and there's an outline box of different colors and all that shit. Within that box, they changed everything, but now that, I guess, since that movie came out and it's been more widely talked about, that box is no longer on.
People were flooding Google Maps as soon as that movie came out.
It's not on there anymore, because I even watched and went and looked at it myself, and I was like, oh, it's there, but now it's fucking not.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, like, there's a part, and I don't see I'm talking about it, but I mean, I'm sure you could Google it and you could find it, whatever, I mean, information's out there, but there's a place that they had like tanks rolling in, right? All these places. And then now when you go and look at it, you could, just like you were talking about, you could still see the trails from the tanks, but they're gone. Yeah. All the machinery that was there is gone. Right. And there's nothing there now but trails that were going to the same place it was going to. Yeah. Like, are y'all playing with us? Are you fucking with me? You know what I mean? Like why, if you're going to delete stuff, you definitely have the power to delete the trails too. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Why leave that part? Yeah. And to circle back to Bob Lazar, I mean, if he's full of shit, they wouldn't go through these hoops to make sure this stuff is hidden.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
he's correct about that, then how can you discredit everything else that he said? That's
it's also crazy that Jeremy can't remember that did the very first movie of him. They actually found the hand readers that he used. They actually found evidence and pictures of them. They actually existed, and it turns out to be a hand scanner like we have now, a digital hand scanner and all that stuff. And it also fucking backs up that all these videos that we're seeing that have been recorded by these fighter pilots, like the Tic Tac and all that stuff. And Bob Lazar watches those. He's like, yeah, that's what I've been describing of how they work and all that stuff. Because he describes them that they turn and they fly up on their bellies, and that's how they fly forward and all that stuff. And they emanate this field around them that blurs the images and all that stuff because it's distorting space time in itself.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I don't know if you guys, and this wasn't even sent in the topics, but it makes me think about a bogosphere. Y'all know what the bogosphere?
Bogosphere?
I don't think so.
Refresh my mind.
It's the sphere they found. There's been a few of them. They say they're marked. I don't know if you really want to say what they hear. I'll look up a YouTube while I kind of describe what it is. They're not orbs, so they have them here. Like people have caught them supposedly, right? And one of them has been, and this is the part, and I'm not discrediting another country's researchability, except for this country has been caught plenty of times faking things. Mexico has possession of it, and they're supposed to be sending it over to us to take a look at it. But here's a quick video here. I'm gonna add this up here. So here it goes, right here.
A video is going viral these days,
yeah.
showing scientists researching a mysterious metallic ball while chanting mantras around it. In March 2025, people in the city of Buga, Colombia, spotted a bright metallic sphere flying silently across the sky before suddenly falling to the ground. The object had several symmetrical patterns engraved
And they
on it,
have it.
and on its
I've
front
seen
side,
that.
there was a
Yeah.
design resembling a microchip, along with inscriptions written
Powered by
in an
cocaine.
unknown
Yeah, for sure. Hold on, let
No, I
me
have seen that,
pause
though.
this.
I didn't realize that's what it was called.
Yeah,
I've seen
so
that.
people can look into it all that they want, and you could say it's, fake or whatever else. But that's so what they're saying is like the way, and that's what the coalition, whatever the hell it's called. The line between the two, there you go, that thing between the two is they say that sphere has that propulsion to it.
Yeah.
It works on no fuel, right? So to say, and it manipulates time, space, and the gravitational pull of it to be able to propulse and move. And that's what they're going through. And it heats up and it cools down. And there's a lot more to those. Half of it, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's some BS fucking drawn up stuff.
Yeah,
But the other half of it, you can't explain it still,
That's the thing, is we don't even understand time or space, so it's tough. It's natural for us to discredit that, to say that's it's snake oil. But then,
especially videos like that, anyone can just
it is.
That. I'm more inclined to believe Bob Lazar's stories because there's actual evidence to back it up that shows, hey, this collaborates with this and this cross references that and all that stuff.
I like the example that he gave, and it reminded me of like a waterbed. And I know I'm a lot older than you guys are, but there's a thing called a waterbed, right? And if you sat in a waterbed, you would sink into the waterbed, right? If there's any objects on that bed, you would move those objects towards you because you sank in the bed. You bent the plane that all the objects were on, and they all moved towards you. And that's kind of how Bob Lazar was explaining the anti-gravity thing from that ship was, it's creating that void, and then you're just skipping right to the end because we sank the middle of it, and it's tough for us to comprehend that because we don't have that. We drive from point A to point B. We don't have the. But that would explain like wormholes and stuff like that in space would be that little skip. Yeah. The gravity is pulling you together as opposed to you being part of the gravity. The gravity is actually pulling you closer to that object instantaneously.
Yeah. And and they're finding out new things because we haven't really experienced a wormhole or a black hole, right? We have never really experienced one. We've maybe viewed it, right? But they're learning more about those every day,
Sure.
And that's what I was we'll talk about Neil, you know what I mean? I was watching one of him talk about him, and now they're starting to say it's quite maybe the opposite with those. A lot of people think like it's taking and breaking up things and destroying, right? But what if on the other end is life? That's what made us, is what if a black hole moved through and we got spit out, because the Big Bang Theory has already pretty much been disproven, right? It's the two rocks spinning as fast as they can and boom, and now we have life. No, they've already looked into other theories, like scientific theories. This is not like this part is not alien stuff at all. This is true science theory. If you go look it up, they're saying that they're watching what happens with the sun right now, right? And it spits off particles, right? With the flares and all that stuff. Well, as they go farther apart, they get pulled in to make moons, ash, along as it goes. Well, so what if those gravitational pulls over millions or thousands? Or because, like you said, we don't have our grasp of time. Time is a man-made construct, right? Like time really does not exist. Time exists to us because we live and die, suppose. You know what I mean, right? That's what time is to us. And to everything else, they're like, how do you a light year away? We still say a year. What is a year? A year is something we've made up. It's
correct. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but they're saying these pebbles are flying off and they're sticking together, and then they cool, and then it becomes wherever it sets at, And so we happen to be just in the right place. Earth, the little pebble, the small little fucking dot flowing through, happen to be. It's all chance anyway. And if you really think about life in general, it's all fucking time and chance anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because since I've talked about it a million times, and it blows my mind every time I still say it, but from us before we were born to procreation and the egg being fertilized and you being the lucky swimmer to make it, right? Yep. From there to you making it through school, to our lives, and all the way to us sitting here on the podcast, what do you think those odds are of happening? You know what I mean? Like it's that's a crazy infinite number of things, Yeah, definitely, Joe.
Yeah, it's crazy. And when you talk about life too, and you talk about our, we created time, and that's how we structure our lives. I've always wondered, we're always worried about finding planets in the Goldilocks zone, right? We're looking for that planet Earth that's exactly like us, but we've seen life in the bottom of our oceans, right? That we, as humans, we couldn't survive down at the bottom of the ocean, but there's there's fish and stuff down there that do that. What if we're focusing on the wrong thing out there when we're looking for traditional life? We shouldn't be looking at the Goldilocks zone. If the technology's out there, maybe there are other species of beings that don't rely on oxygen and nitrogen and everything else. They rely on something else.
Yeah.
That's how they're living.
Plants don't breathe oxygen.
Right.
We do.
They discharge oxygen.
Yeah. And then we discharge carbon monoxide for them. And, I think I mentioned that before. How do we know plants aren't just harvesting humans? We sit here and we eat them just for them to keep harvesting us. I mean,
you look at cities that get abandoned. What happens?
Yeah.
The plants all take over, right? You look at the Incas and the Mayas and all that. All their shit got taken over by the jungles.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what if it doesn't have to be? Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, like, who says? What are those? Those two guys in it. They make usually jokes, but they dress up like aliens. They're the two. They're like, oh, what about aliens? This? And they talk. Yeah, and they talk about humans. But what if they're looking at us really, and they're going just like what they joked about in one of their videos? You mean you pay for food?
Yeah.
Like you pay for things to live? What do you look at these guys? They're dumb. Look, they tax each other on things that just as basic necessities of life.
Yeah. And they wear clothes. Why do they wear clothes for?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, kind of like what Joe was saying. Like time exists only to keep us working. I mean, it's the same thing. There's been laws and things set for thousands of years to keep us docile.
That's all we know, though. What else do we fucking know? How? What can we do? Just fucking have everybody just live fucking rampant and just do whatever the fuck they want? We'd kill each other. The human race would fucking extinct if we were just free fucking balling. Everyone could just do whatever the fuck they want. All resources were fucking free. It's just a free for all for everything on Earth. We would annihilate ourselves.
But how?
In probably 3 or 4 fucking months.
No, but why?
That's all we fucking know.
No, but why? But why do we know? But why do we know that? Because the resources are limited. If the resources are not limited, then that removes the structure, the social construct of having to do that. I'm just saying that's another. I'm saying both sides. You know what I mean? But that's these things. Wars have been fought over the dumbest shit, and we're to believe that they were over all this other stuff. but it's over a crop. You know what I mean? Of this or that, or oil when we already have enough oil. Let's not get into that subject. But like that's the reason we keep doing this, right? There's a reason why Tesla's technology
and to make better shit.
Tesla's technology did exist, right? Can we? I mean, does anybody does
We're talking about
anybody
Nicholas
even
Tesla, not the car manufacturer. Let's get that straight for everyone watching.
Yes.
You're talking about Nicholas Tesla.
Anybody in chat that does not believe that Tesla really had that technology existed, just say it. It's not a bad, but it was there. There's more proof of that. He had that, and he was using it, and they got it.
Regulate it.
That was and part of the reason they say he was killed was he figured out a way to transmit electricity without a medium, without wires, like wirelessly transmit and generate it indefinitely yourself.
From the electromagnetic field,
right? Which would cripple basically the industries that are out there at the time that were paying all the bills, that had all the money. That would be like, and it's part of the reason why we don't have more electric cars than we do right now is because the oil companies are preventing that, because they need us to keep relying on their oil, so they're going to try their hardest to get us to.
But between that
using oil
and the big fight about using a gas-free car, an electric car, is the emissions, but the fucking batteries that are in those things are way.
Oh my god,
They're 10. They're
I'm not saying it's better.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying there's good and evil.
Pros and cons to everything.
But if we had invested in that technology years ago, we would know how to dispose of them correctly by now.
Yeah.
But instead, we fought it the whole fuck. I say we.
Well, you take a car that's let's take a classic muscle car from the 70s, and let's take a Tesla now today. They can get rid of that old fucking 70s car, scrap it, melt it down so much easier than they can a fucking Tesla, because you have the battery fucking burning off fucking plastics and melting and wasting plastics and all that shit and all the fucking battery acids. The carbon footprint on electric cars is so fucking huge.
It is. Plus,
and it's a big strain on the grid, because we're not fucking even close to being able to support electric cars and all that shit.
I drove a 70 Nova for the longest time. Loved that freaking car.
Hell yeah.
I got rid of it for reasons, family and everything else. I felt so safe in that car. I felt like I could hit a telephone pole, whatever, and survive.
Yeah.
Whereas today's cars are designed to crinkle. Now, again, there's airbags and safety and stuff like that, but I feel like today's cars, you're riding around in a little tin can.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Is it the right way to go? I guess, but when you look at the efficiency and the batteries and everything else that's there, it just because it sounds good on paper, and I'm going to save a shit ton of money on buying gas every time. Well, if I want to go to the grocery store, I'm going to have to charge the car while I'm in the grocery store. When I leave to go to the bank, I have to charge my car at the bank. So for me, my time's pretty important. Like if I have to spend most of my time sitting there waiting for my car to charge just because I'm driving it down the street, does it make it more efficient and better than having that gasoline car that I might fill up once a week? Because as a society, we're used to getting shit like right now. Like we're used to, and I just can't see, especially, my kids' generation, are like sitting there waiting 20 minutes for the car to charge up.
Yeah.
Just so we can go to the concert type thing. We want stuff now today. So I think it's a great idea. I think you need to streamline it. Kind of like when we talked about the rockets with Elon Musk and SpaceX, right? They didn't reinvent the wheel. They just made the wheel a lot better. You can catch rockets now, and we couldn't catch rockets before. We can reuse rockets, which saves a shit ton of money in space exploration, right?
100%.
So at some point, the electric cars will be there, but they're just not quite there right now.
Hey, Squirrel, do you still have TikTok open?
I can. Iron got him a Tesla, so he's definitely gonna go in on that one.
You got a Tesla?
Fuck the
he got a new Tesla, and I was talking to him about it. But so there's ways that to buy a Tesla, and I've told my friends this in Dallas that I've had plenty of friends that have had Teslas and got the full upgrades. But if you truly do it, you have to be ready to invest on changing up a lot of stuff, and you can make it really worth your while, but you have to get the battery packs that store power. You have to then put solar panels up, dude, and you can reroute your power and never pay an electricity bill again.
Yeah.
You can then also, in certain places, you can sell that electricity back into the grid.
Yep.
I had plenty of clients we did that with that had extra generators, right? So they'd have a business, the business, like the hotels, they got the big ass backup generators, right? Well, what they do is they sell to the city, hey, when y'all need more power, we give you our generator to pull. So they'll be able to kick on that generator. And so you can sell that power back in. But to me, it's one of those things to get what you like. That's how I still feel about it. If you want an electric car, fucking get one. If you want to get a 70 Nova again, which I wish I had one, or what's crazy is my aunt used to take me to school in a Maverick.
Hell
and
yeah.
I don't know.
God, yes.
I don't know why I want a Maverick. I want a red one that was looked like hers. I can tell you the way the paint looked when I was a kid. We're fucking rolling around listening to Def Leppard. So
I think I pissed.
So
Iron, I get what you're saying. Believe me, I get what you're saying. However, it's a procedural thing, right? Like that's an electric car is just not efficient when it comes to human time.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. At some point,
I
it's
can't
going to
work
get
on my
there.
own fucking Tesla.
You can charge it for 20 minutes or whatever. You're there, and I get that, right?
So Iron,
my parents live 250 miles away.
You're
I can
pretty
make it there to take a gas.
So Iron, you're pretty knowledgeable on cars. You like cars and all that stuff. What did you have before? It was pretty gas. What do you enjoy better now since you're driving the two? You like the gas for the whole everything around that, or you like the?
He probably had a Challenger with a 350, probably Holly 4-barrel. It was probably a big time gas guzzler. That's probably what he had.
Yeah, well, I know that he got one that was. He keeps going 330 miles of charge. Look, he's still going.
Yeah, ask you a fucking question, Iron.
Right, 330 miles of charge. That's fine, right? I get 500 miles on my tank of gas. I got it.
And he's going to save, dude. I can't understand. He'll be saving $180 a week on gas.
But,
and then you have to take it to the specific dealership whenever you have a problem.
So cost of owner, and this is directed towards Iron. Electric cars are too new right now to answer this question, in my opinion. But your gasoline cars have been in production for over 100 years, right? So there's parts, right? So we can mass produce super cheap stuff. What happens when all these electric cars start needing new batteries and they're not under the warranty?
Yeah.
Like how much? It's like laptop.
He's going to say, "I'll trade it in."
PCs,
that's going to be his quick answer. I'll just get rid of it.
But the reason laptop computers were so expensive wasn't because of the guts that were inside. It was the screen. The screen was the most expensive piece of that.
Yeah.
So I look at a Tesla as like a laptop computer. It's like a high-end laptop computer. That battery is the most expensive piece that's in that car. So what happens when we get to that stage where these Teslas start aging out? That you have this. You're going to make a decision of just shit canning the car or spending a whole ton of money for a battery thing. You're going to shit can the car.
Oh yeah, you know what the batteries cost replacement? Here, look at this. While we're talking about
a hell of a lot more than my gasoline engine. That's
battery for Tesla cost. Yeah, they're about $4,000. $4,000. If you get the high efficiency, they're 16,000. But the cheapest you're going to find used is about $4,000.
Battery out, put a motor in.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I am not discrediting electric cars. I don't think they're on the level yet that they're going to be efficient enough that they're going to take over the daily driver. I just
10,000.
It has improved significantly. Don't get me wrong. I remember when it first came out, you're charging forever, and now it's pretty quick with the turbochargers or whatever they call them with Tesla, rapid chargers or something like that. But I still think the electric car market has a little bit of ways to go of progression before it's going to be a serious competitor to the
I think they're cool as fuck.
Absolutely.
I think
don't get me wrong. I'm a
stuff,
nerd. I love the tech.
Yeah. I'm a big fucking tech head and all that stuff. But I am also a big gearhead, and I love my gas. All that stuff, and combustible engines and all that stuff. Plus, I've worked on them since I was a kid, and I know how to fucking replace everything on a fucking car besides the new fucking transmissions and all that shit. So, just on that principle, working on them and all that stuff, I'd probably never own a electrical car. E-bike? Yeah, I'll get an e-bike though. E-bike.
I can't work on mine right now. It's a 2012.
Well, the average car in America is scrapped right after your warranty is done. Iron 156,470 miles is the average, and you have a 120,000 mile warranty. So 36,000 miles after that, you'll need to scrap that Tesla.
Squirrel, it was the video I sent you about not owning your car anymore. I DM'd it to you.
Oh yeah, with the thing. Yeah, I have that. I have that one somewhere. I can probably pull it up. Yeah, I can pull it up.
That's very interesting.
Let me see if
Ford's
I get to the old.
Ford's in the works and already has the patents. Fucking.
Yeah, and what's crazy too are those
cameras. I get it, but I can at least replace the engine and everything else. Aftermarket parts have gone down significantly on all the cars that are out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, actually,
your mic.
You talking out of a fishbowl or what?
My mic's cutting out.
Oh, there you go. Now we're back.
I'm over here trying to get to messages, and somebody's streaming as soon as I go into TikTok, and I have to deal with that, and then I can't figure out how to get to my messages because I never go to it on the website. I don't know.
I do think Teslas are cool. I will admit that the technology they use is pretty wild. It is neat. I will wait, however, until it's a little bit more efficient. And
let's see. I'm in my message.
I've be right around some of the cars that my family has, and some of my friends that do the self-driving and all that stuff, and it's fucking badass.
Yeah, I mean they're all over the place here. We've got dealerships everywhere for Teslas and stuff like that. I mean they're everywhere here, and
I
said,
I can be on TikTok longer.
I see them all over the place, and we've got the charging stations everywhere. There's every gas station, supermarket, bank. They all have 2 or 3 or 4. The AAA finally put one in their lot, which I'm not sure why it took so long for AAA to do it.
Yeah.
Hold on, it's very loud. I'm trying to figure out how to turn this down because I don't use TikTok.
Iron, what'd you own before you got the Tesla? If you don't mind me
no
asking.
hard feelings, Iron. I don't want you to hate me now.
No, fuck your goddamn Tesla. Tesla's fucking a bitch.
Let me see. Let me change this.
It's not here now. I disagree 100% with that. I don't think electric cars are outpacing the gasoline cars in terms of sales. Oh my god, he had a challenge. I told you there's a Challenger.
We have a Holly special model, just base model, or what?
Was it a gas guzzler?
Put a big.
Or was it? Oh,
there
wait,
you go.
Was it the new Challenger? You're talking about the OG Challenger? You're talking about the brand new ones, the redesigned?
There you go. Get you a gas generator to charge your Tesla. You can charge it on the go.
You look at the electric grid. Yeah, it's fossil fuels predominantly because we don't want nuclear power plants anywhere.
Yeah,
but also you can go hybrid too if you don't want a full-on fucking electric. You can go hybrid and still have your combustible engine. So
no, to answer your question, I have not researched it a lot. I see it a lot. Like I said, they're everywhere, and it's my observations. Again, I got to reprogram my brain that I like going to the gas station once a week, once every 2 weeks, filling up, and then I set it and forget it. Right? I have to put myself in the mindset and the habit of finding where the nearest charging station is going to be. It's almost like I have Crohn's disease and I got to find the nearest bathroom. That's kind of how I feel with the electric vehicles. And it's not saying anything bad about them. I haven't been able to program my old 55 plus brain to change the way I operate and do things.
Yeah, it's what Joe, fucking 1,500 miles to civilization for you.
I mean, the other day the gas light was on my Xterra. I had no idea. I forgot. Like it could have been on for 3 or 4 days. I completely forgot. I had no clue.
Yeah, here's this. Guys. Yeah, here's this. I'm gonna skip kind of through it. It's 4 minutes long. But here it's probably loud, but we'll turn it down. I figured.
Now imagine there was an emergency outside the truck, an accident, something terrible on the ranch with a chainsaw, and I jump in this truck, but the truck it won't shift into drive. Why? Because the cameras and sensors inside this cab won't let it shift because it detects my eyes are big. There's a lot of emotion. There's some panic, and it doesn't feel that I'm fit to drive. Now, that's not science fiction. That is happening because Ford just filed the patents.
Oh, shit.
Ford actually has a series of patents down at the U.S. Patent and Trade Office that deal with the sensors and cameras inside the cab of their truck. And if the sensors in that truck determine that you're not fit to drive, that truck will not actually shift from park to drive. Now, they already have a system called telematics, and that's where they can actually pull up cameras in real time inside the cab of their fleet vehicles. Now, they actually market this to insurance companies because the truth is, this is really about who owns the data and who owns the liability. Now, your name might actually be on the title of this truck, and you may have paid for it, but you don't own it.
Yeah, I'll stop it there. Yeah, so they got where they have it, and you can talk about the video if you want there, but they have it too where so they're taking your facial and they're running it through already through those cameras to see if you have it's in your Tesla too, bro. Don't get it mixed up, buddy. You're being filmed the whole time you're in your Tesla already. All of us are. If you have a new car that has a camera in it, you're already being filmed everywhere. It doesn't matter what car company you go with. Elon is the number one person about owning data if we want to go down that. So Elon definitely owns all your data. So they're gonna basically they can shut you down anytime they want. You can get in.
Like you said, if you're panicking and all that stuff, and you have some emergency, and then you're fucking trying to just get there to help your friend or whatever's going on, or you're late to work and you're trying to fucking the truck's gonna be like fuck you, AI is gonna be like,
a lot of lawsuits coming though. That can turn into a hazard. You know what I mean? What if you're in a medical situation where you're in a panic because your spouse is having a heart attack?
Well, you're the insurance company or CEO. You're not in the right state of mind. So why risk?
Well, you're not going to. But
why risk of you driving this truck when you're going to risk other people's lives? So insurance companies are going to be like, no, you're not going to drive this shit.
Sure.
Fuck your family.
And then the spouse dies, and now you get sued
because it's all about money. Who gives a fuck about life and death?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Is all these. So there's another part to that too that I think I know I reposted it, but I'm not going to.
You got an 04 Tahoe, and you're lecturing me about a Tesla. Are you kidding me right now?
He needs to change his name to Gaslight Iron. Is what he needs to change his name to. I swear.
I just took all this abuse, and you've got a car older than my oldest car.
Yeah, dude, he's definitely Gaslight Iron.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted. All these fucking big ass companies, Tesla included, and all that stuff. If you're dealing with fucking huge ass money that they're fucking dealing with, they don't give a fuck about us. They want to make their money. They want to put whatever they're fucking going to put in and make their fucking billions in dollars and all that shit. Yeah. Whether it fucks the consumers or not, they don't give a fuck about us.
Well, when it comes down to it, too, we're all just worm food anyway.
Yep.
And 40 years from now, this conversation, besides it being on the internet, won't matter for
because we're still going to buy this shit and we're still going to use it and all that stuff. It don't matter what's going to go put in.
We're going to be forced to use it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We'll be forced to have it.
Yeah, and so they have those cameras. So there's these cameras. They have at the gas stations already. And they film you coming in to get gas. They record you. They see exactly where you're going. They map your route. They do all of this stuff already.
Yep.
So yeah, he said he used to think, Iron said he used to think like you, Negley, until he got older and wiser.
I'm gonna have to meet up with him in IRL, and he's gonna have to take me around his Tesla to convince me. I guess that's what's gonna have to be. We're just gonna have a little bro moment in the Tesla, I guess.
But well, there's plenty of other ways. There's a guy turning, I don't know if y'all have seen plastiline. There's a guy turning plastic into gasoline. He's already powered an engine with it. There's a lot of other. There's
Japan or someone has a nitrogen powered.
Yeah,
the problem is it goes boom. It goes boom. I mean, that's the only bad part.
Yeah, who's to say that the Tesla way is the way of the future past there? It's definitely good. I mean, it's all depends on it's all your personal preference. It's like boxers or briefs or whatever else. Some people like to wear thongs and drive Teslas. Some people like to wear briefs and drive American-made cars like muscle cars. But I just had to gaslight him back since you wanted to gaslight people. He's like, fuck you.
I'm fine with it.
No, I don't know, dude. So some of my the self-driving. So the Teslas are nice, dude. Like I don't have. So a buddy of mine has an S550. He has two S550s, and his wife drives a whatever the black ones are, the super hyped up, the self-driving. I know it is. I said American Muscle. Make sure you hear all of my words. No, But then he's gonna be like,
Damn, we really set him off.
Yeah, I know, it's so much fun. What guy wears thongs?
I want to like drop that subject, but you're gonna keep bringing it up. I'm trying to get the visuals out of my head right now. Like,
oh man, it's so much fun. Anyway, but talking about now.
Wonder if Iron wears a thong.
Dude. Did he drive a Tesla?
You don't have to answer that. We'll just leave that go.
Nah, but it is nice, man. It is nice, but I have
what, wearing a thong?
I would no that too. You know, see, you know what, dude? We're doing this.
Shit.
Nobody looked away.
Squirrel.
It's about to show something and no one looked away. That's bad. Shame on you guys. But the one thing that he got rid of his for and did go back to a gas car was, honestly, they can say what they want about the warranty and everything else, but
the kids have the money.
It was maintenance on that, and then the self-driving. This was only like 3 years ago. The self-driving took his wife to a fucking dead end on a highway.
It could happen.
So he was like, you know, she was relying on it. It was more of a personal thing. Like she was relying on it way too much, right? So she was getting in the car, setting self-drive everywhere and not paying attention, getting on her phone. You know what I mean? Thinking self-drive means you don't have to be self-aware, right? Like you could just now space off because the car's smarter than you, right? But
it is. And some of the maps are inaccurate too, which also doesn't help. Like you have where I live, and I know this because I work on the maps for our township here. There is a road that we have that Google to this day still does not split. And it literally dead ends and then starts back up again 2 streets up. And countless people from out of town have reported to us, hey, you know, you need to fix the GPS. It's you know, Google thinks this street goes from top to bottom and it does not. And numerous cars end up going into a cul-de-sac because they follow their GPS, and it just, that particular house number sequencing is so close that it does that. I know across the United States, there's other spots like that too. So, well,
right up the road from me is a place like that. You literally go there and it messes up the GPS because, and the road is like 10, 20 years old, but they haven't, if they don't drive it, people don't realize too. That's why they have so many Google mapping cars, right? They think it just takes pictures of the stuff around. No, they're following it. They're following it from a satellite, and they're mapping as the car is moving. Your street things come from that camera. You know, the camera that goes, but that thing that it spins on top is not just a camera all the time. That's actually working and sending a signal to the satellite. So when you're driving, it's mapping the road that you're on. And, you know, so if you have
blurring out house numbers and blurring out faces and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you go right up here, though, it literally says like map not, or it just, you just have to keep driving, and it's on a straight road. It's on a highway. So when you get on the highway and you go, and it just tries to veer you off of the highway to take some other roads around, but the highway just keeps going. And it's never, since I've lived here, it's never been on construction. It's never been shut down, nothing, but they still, GPS will try to route you real fast, a quick 5 minutes around it. Like there's something, like it doesn't exist. So
and it's based on road data that's fed to them. So it says, you know, if you live on Main Street, right, and the first house on Main Street's 100 and the last house on Main Street is 1,000. The GPS software tries to calculate those 9 properties that are in between. It doesn't calculate the road itself. Now, it is getting a lot better with the cars going around, but if you have a break in that road where you have to go to a side street to get back onto that road, your GPS isn't smart enough because it's saying, okay, well, if it's house 300, it's after that break, but the software doesn't see that break. You're just going up that dead end road to house 200 when you need to be at house 300, which is off the side street and back on again.
Yeah, it's the GPS. And I mean, we think about, and it's the same thing. This is not a gaslight back to the Tesla thing at all, but we think about the technology that even Tesla cars have, right? Because there is a shit ton of technology in those cars. Even in our gas fucking fossil fueled cars today, there is so much fucking technology in those cars. Like I was talking about an excursion that I got. This is years and years ago, probably, I don't know, 10, when they first changed the body of the GMCs. You know what I'm talking about? When they first put the screens in the trucks. So I had an excursion, and then inside you sit down in it, dude. And when you're driving, it throws you off because if something is on your left hand side, passing you, your left butt cheek vibrates.
Yeah.
You can turn it off, but like it's good for when you're changing lanes because it'll let you know, hey, fucking something's there. Well, the first time I got in, I'm like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
Or it won't let you turn into that lane.
Yeah. Oh, that was the worst
good.
part. Well, no, that's bad because if it reads a false signal, you can't change lanes.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about a lot of these things, and the sensors are getting better. All this stuff is getting better, but I mean, when do we say a technology really is there? You know, I mean, like we thought
It's always
video
gonna
games,
change.
like video games. We thought back in the day, you like Excite Bike or fucking anything else. They can't get any realer than this, guys.
Yeah.
Playing Goldeneye, right? It can't get any realer than this. And now you look at it and say the same thing.
Sure.
And we can only imagine what our brains allow us to. Right?
Well, even if we get to the point where like, oh, this is good enough for, you know, let's use a Tesla example. It's like, oh, this is good enough. You know, we can pass this and, you know, start really making this a mainstream thing wherever it's in everybody's hands and all that stuff. There's still going to be problems and there's still going to be issues and there's still going to be fatal crashes because it's technology and technology fucks up and we're human and we're not perfect and we're still going to fuck up shit because we don't know how to make shit fucking perfect.
Yeah. And like I said, there's a lot of pluses to those things, man. Like I'll give one for a self-driving car. Like, and that's what the fear becomes is, okay, what if you're driving your car and God forbid, I'm not trying to use iron. I don't mean that. So any Tesla owner, right?
Oh, no, fuck him. We're picking on him.
Yeah, fuck him. So he's in there and he's having some kind of health issue, right? You can hit your car to take you to the hospital.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's a huge fucking W.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Technology is great for what we use. It's just like AI or anything else, using it correctly. But if we overuse it, my grandma, you know, when she first got her Toyota Camry with the lane control thing, like we were just talking about, she stopped. She'll admit it, you know, like I stopped looking.
Yeah.
I just trusted the car to look for me. And
my
that's
kids
the
don't know how
problem.
to use their mirrors to back up a car. They use the backup cameras.
Yeah, and
they have no idea how to use a mirror to back up a car or to parallel
I still
park.
use the mirrors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you still have to look. You know, to me, that's the thing
absolutely.
is just because I got a car self-driving me, I'm not just going to sit here and be like, okay.
No,
I will
never, ever, I don't care how good it is. I'll never, ever trust that technology.
Dude, I got in a self-driving cab in Vegas. And
hell no.
That was like, I didn't even know.
No.
So it pulls up, right? And, you know, so I don't know if you've been to Vegas or, you know, like that, but since Uber.
It's been a while.
Okay, so if you haven't been since Uber, you can't just call an Uber on the road. You have to go to a very specific pickup place. And you know how hard it is to find a specific fucking place in Vegas? It's hard, right? You know what I mean? Like you don't know the city, you're like right here and it doesn't drop you a pin and it just says this is the door. You have to ask the hotels, hey, where is your Uber pickup, right?
Yeah.
Well, so we find this place and then we're like, there's no one in the fucking car. There's no one in the car. Like, where's the driver? So I'm literally message Uber. I'm like, where is the driver? They're like, your ride will leave in, you know, like 5 minutes. I'm like, well, where's our driver? Is the driver? They're like, it's a self-driving car. I was like, oh shit.
Nope.
So we get in the car. No, I should have though.
I would have totally got behind
I would have because I don't fucking trust it.
But we got in the car and it took us from Excalibur to the Golden Nugget with no problem. But that's also, to me, that's like an easy mappable route. You get what I'm talking about? Like my fear is, what do you do? And Iron was saying it, and I'm not, but like, you know, if he goes to North Carolina and he hits a spot, right, where it's like nonstop, okay, cool. Well, now I fall asleep. I'm not paying attention and my car fucking goes somewhere. Because that's a long ass fucking ride, dude. That's a long ride to not be touching a wheel. If you think about it, a lot of times when we're driving, that's what keeps us awake, is that we're doing something. But
maybe Iron can answer this one. My concern is because where I live in Pennsylvania, you guys know I live in PA. There's a lot of mountains in my area. And there's a lot of dead spots for GPS.
I was just about to ask.
And cell phone service. Like zero. Like I could take you a couple spots towards State College where there's no cell phone service or GPS. So there's been times where I've taken back roads and I'm just like praying to God that I went the right way because we don't carry those atlases anymore. How would your Tesla and stuff handle that? Like how do the self-driving cars or the Teslas, and how would you handle that when you lose access to the GPS, the cell service, the two things that the cars need to, you talk about your computers and it's sensing you and it stopping the car and everything. I mean, every new car today has cellular built into it as well. What happens when you're in a dead spot and you don't have access to those?
My best guess is, and I'm not answering because I don't know this, but my best guess is it has a chip in it from Motorola, the Qualcomm chip, which works off of satellites, and the satellite can still pick up out there to guide the car. Whether or not, you know what I mean? Because the GPS, like if you go look on your map still in those dead spots.
Drive if it can't connect. All right. That makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, but that was because in trucks. So way back, I used to drive trucks when I was 21, right? Before maps and all this other shit.
Back to the gas car.
Yeah.
The fuck, the whole point of the Tesla is for it to drive me around, damn it. If I gotta drive the car myself, I'm getting back in my gas guzzler. Damn it. Come on, Iron. You're killing me, Smalls. I'm trying to be on your side, man. I'm trying to come to the dark side, but I'm having trouble now.
I just noticed the cat did lay down behind you. Shot his leg. Oh, the kitty. It's chilling.
It's been there the whole time, Squirrel.
Yeah.
Sorry. I look into people's eyes when I talk.
I even told him he's not one of the guests this time. He can come next time.
I said I'm looking into people's eyes. But yeah, no, it's solid.
I'm just busting your balls, dude. I'm sure it's more fun to drive.
Yeah.
Now, fuck you, Squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your Tesla. Take it back to the fucking dealer and get a gas guzzler.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Do what other people want you to do.
Yeah. You listen to other people. Don't have your own opinion these days. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
It's a rocket ship unless it doesn't have cellular service. And then it's just.
But how is it a rocket ship without fuel?
Oh, good point. Good point.
So that would mean that you use fuel.
Toasters on wheels.
This is Old Man Podcast. Yeah,
it is Old Man Podcast.
Yeah,
I am the old man. I'm proud of it.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You might as well just start saying 6'7" and stuff, dude. You might as well. Why not?
Yeah,
you
fucking Chad.
Better chance of surviving the EMP than
so
you
was this a midlife crisis by now? Because if this is an Old Man Podcast and we're all the same age almost, was this a midlife crisis?
You picked a Tesla.
We're the same age, so was that?
Look, even the cat left.
The cat said, "I'm out of here on that."
Cat said, "Fuck this Tesla talk." He gone.
We need to get back to the pyramids and Nikola Tesla. That's when the cat's like, "I'm out. Let me know when we get back to that stuff." Okay.
So
that's what I'm here for.
Did you buy it brand new? So we're going to the cost of this shit. So how much is a brand new Model 3 Tesla cost?
I got Moses's beeper number, dude. I got Moses's beeper number. Don't worry.
Cold. How do I ban someone on here?
Like, let me show you, Negley. Here, I'll share my screen and show you how to do it. No.
Oh, Moses. Oh, I can't believe you said that. That hurt. That hurts.
He said he got it used.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of things too. Like, so because I used to broker electricity, right? So learning about that industry and what we can actually do in our houses, because stored power is not illegal, right? It's not.
No.
So like there's nodes you can get, and we used to sell boxes that you could put on people's houses, and basically it's a huge capacitor. And it stores, so when you come in, before you hit the meter, it's before or after the meter, right? So it stores the power after the meter, because that's what you're paying on is the meter, right? And when your house uses enough, it shoots that through there, so it cuts your electricity down because it's technically stored and generated more power inside of this. I don't know how the technology truly works. You know what I mean? But so there's ways that you can store, like I was telling him, the Tesla batteries, and then going solar and stuff like that, dude. Those are, I mean, I'm not against any of that, really, I'm not, so.
Hellcat can't touch me. Wow.
Oh boy.
Hellcat's a lot cooler though.
No, but they can go 335 miles.
Well, first off, I don't even know cars, and I know that you're overpaying and buying something that's undervalued with going with a Hellcat. So that's just hood rich.
Who knows? Maybe you will save more money in the long run. I don't know. Like I said, I'm
no. I don't know.
After that Moses comment, I'm not buying a Tesla now. You can
no. Yeah, everybody's against you now.
Can't believe you would do
Anybody that is the age of, we're just gonna say 25 because I'm 25. I don't know how old you guys are.
Well, I'm 25, but you got to add a multiplier after it. Sure, I'll be 25. Yeah,
That's it.
times 2.
Oh
or
man,
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Iron. The red eye Hellcats can
Not
clock
what
into
you-
0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Yeah.
it's not what
How
you
far
owe.
can they go on a tank of gas, though? I'm kind of curious.
So what'd you pay for that though? Because you still paid it. So just because something's paid off doesn't make it free. You know, that still costs money.
All right, so the E Mustang is garbage. Sorry, it flat out is garbage.
The what?
The E Mustang.
Oh. The trucks, dude. So I had a buddy that bought the Cybertruck when it first came out, dude. You know how many of those things?
They're like, everywhere over here.
And they're
so fucking
dirt
cool.
cheap now.
If I was to buy an electric vehicle, that's what I would buy.
Yeah. It's definitely
It's
Yes,
12
I agree.
to
Back
13
100%.
MPG in city and 21 to 22 on highway for the Hellcat.
Hey, but you know, if it makes you happy, go for
Oh
it.
yeah. I'm not just busting your balls.
You know,
Man, if you want to drive a Tesla, drive a Tesla. If you want to walk around in women's clothes, walk around in women's clothes. I don't care. I'm not going to do either. I know this. Still love you, squirrel.
Oh man.
He's combining the two in the same sentence. That you drive a Tesla, you dress up as women with clothes.
No, I'm saying life is full of choices, right?
Hey.
Life is full of choices, right? Some people prefer to drive a Tesla over a gas car. Some guys wear women's clothing.
Did they give you
That's not my cup of tea. I'm not saying that Iron does that. I'm not accusing him of that.
Did you
The only thing I know for a fact is the guy rides a Tesla and he busts my balls about my age. That's all I know.
Did you get that? Do you have the word, like, so you know when you get your Tesla you can program something like voice activated in there?
Oh yeah.
Was it is that your word to start?
Oh my god.
That's oh man. I can't, dude. Oh, thank you for the subject because I forgot to even talk about aliens or anything else. We got way off on Teslas and
We did. But we
Boston
talked about Nikola
Scott.
Tesla and
Yeah, that's
Teslas.
right. Yeah.
Iron had to throw in his 2 cents, which is
Yeah.
fine.
No, squirrel. Iron, you're forgetting it. 3 seconds to 3.5 seconds for the red eye. You can't take just the longest fucking number on there because you want to fucking have your Tesla over it.
They're good, but with the wear and tear on that, oh man. Wait
Have
till
a good night, Audie.
have
Thanks
a
for
good one.
stopping by.
Yeah, it was fun to see you. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing all the randomness. And he did wipe well, just so you know. Maybe he did wipe well before the podcast.
Wiped a little too hard.
But yeah.
Oh, they're fast as fuck. Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just busting your balls.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're cool as cars. If someone would give me a car, a Tesla, or if I wanted it, yeah, I would keep it in fucking. But I'm not gonna buy one.
The Tesla.
I'd sell mine, Iron.
But yeah, no, I don't see. I just busting balls. I really don't see too much. To me, it's this. It's a same but different because how many Teslas are out there that are over 200,000 miles?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
that's what I'm saying. It's like us talking about all these experimental medications or all of these other things, right? Long-term effects have not been proven. So it's the same. It's all the same, and we still don't know with gas cars because look at the people like Daewoo. Remember Daewoo? They
Yeah.
try to fucking start a car company. It's not easy. You know what I mean? To make something that's. I had a
Elon Musk
Daewoo
did.
Lanos.
The hardest part about starting a company is when you look at Ford and Chevy and all them, they're at a stage where they have aftermarket parts to keep the cars going, right?
Yeah.
If a car needs a repair, and with Tesla, today you have it, but when Tesla first started out, you didn't have spare parts.
Yeah.
You didn't have that economy that's helping fuel the R&D for your car. So I mean, the guy did pretty damn good with creating that car company and making it successful. I mean, it almost went bankrupt, but it's like Iron claims. We'll have to probably fact check him. It's like the hottest selling car in the world. I don't know about that, but we'll see.
He said if you giant, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Now, 0 to 60.
I'm not going to be driving one. I am tempted to go down to the dealership though and snap a picture and send it to you.
I'm taking that stance with everything. If you ain't ever done it, I don't want to hear about it.
If you never filled fucking 0 to 60, that shit's fucking nuts. I've been in some high ass race cars and all that shit, and it's fucking filling the fucking just to get up and go on some of those fucking high performance cars is fucking insane.
If you ain't replaced at least 100 motherboards, you don't know computers.
I want to say race cars, production.
If you haven't replaced a motherboard in the last 4 days, you don't know anything about computers.
I replaced motherboards when the processors actually had pins you had to worry about bending. Okay.
Oh, dude, I remember trying to.
Don't worry about that now.
I remember the old, like the K2 processors and all those, dude. Oh man, I think we've talked about this. Maybe now I'm going to talk about my first computer was an 888.
On the processor had to match the dot on the motherboard, otherwise you put that square in the wrong orientation, and
it was toast. It was toast
instantly.
And then the tops of them, dude, like they had, it was like clay. I don't know if you remember that. Oh, in the early processors, I'm so glad they got rid of that bullshit. All right. I'm so glad they got rid of that bullshit that was on top of the processors, like the old Intel, like the P2s and the K2s and the K, like, dude, that shit would like disintegrate in the paste, and then you would have like, oh man, I'm so glad they got rid of that shit. But yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, we were talking about RAM prices. You see those? The OpenAI has figured out a way to use like 20% less RAM. Which is great because they can't even pay their RAM bills that they caused our market to go up on. All those companies that bought up all that RAM and made DDR5 like skyrocket, they can't even fucking pay for it all.
Well, and you had, I think it was Crucial or someone else just made the decision of they're going to just do away with the consumer market and focus just on the high-end business market.
On AI. Yep.
Which they didn't come out and say AI necessarily, but the point is, they said they were abandoning they want to abandon the consumer market.
Because that's all so in my PC, everything is Crucial. Like literally besides the memory, because it's just but Crucial drives. Hi, Kat. She's just like, where's Chad at? It's right here. Look. There.
What, did you miss the roast? I got grilled. Fucking raked over the coals grilled. And then age discrimination on top of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
What the fuck?
That's true. Age discrimination and then raked over the coals. Damn, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's hard being old.
Like some people just need to learn to respect their elders,
But the best part is one day Iron will be my age.
Yep.
Just saying. I'm pretty sure I'm handling it a lot better than how he's going to handle it.
He's going to get the Tesla 5. Then he's going to have another life crisis.
He'll be back to the gasoline cars. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking in my 30s. I have no idea.
I got one of these new flying boat cars, guys.
Yeah. Don't tell Negley, but I fucked up.
Yep.
All right.
Electric cars weren't the way, I'll admit.
I mean, you have the other problem too is, do we have the electric grid that can support it? Like if overnight we doubled our electric car fleet, what would that do to our electric grid? Because we're not building power stations right now. Like we're not we're not like other countries where they adopted nuclear power and they've got all kinds of extra shit in the grid. Like number one, we have an antiquated grid. I'm waiting for a comment from Iron on that one about my age. But I'd always thought, you take a computer, for example, right? When you got these brand new graphics cards and, it's not uncommon to have 1,000-watt power supply on your PC now because half of it's going to your graphics card, right? But PCs 10, 15 years ago didn't have that, right? You can't put a 5080 card with a 500-watt power supply and power your whole machine. So if we did have this huge boom with the electric car market and Iron's living his life because now Negley has a Tesla, could we possibly be digging ourselves a hole with, maybe we should focus on upgrading our infrastructure before we start making this big push?
Yeah.
Because everything runs on electricity right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the electricity grid, we are having more rolling blackouts now. It used to just
Right.
be Cali, right? So electricity is one of the markets that I actually had to learn about, right? You know, if I'm going to trade it to businesses, because most people don't know electricity is bought and sold just like stocks.
Oh,
Yes.
So companies buy when it's low, and that's when they can make deals and blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah, and all this other stuff, right? So it's generated, they buy blocks of it and they buy futures, the same thing. But what if those futures don't exist, right? So what if they're buying futures from in Texas, blah, blah, blah company, right? They're buying futures in that. Those wind farms then have a malfunction. Those futures don't exist anymore, right? And so our grid falls more than what we think it does. The grid is not very strong. It's not. Like, it's strong. Okay, it's strong. I don't want to say that. We live in America and we're not a third world country, and we have a lot of luxuries some people don't have, right? Okay, blah, blah, blah. But it's still, yeah. But
take a look at what happened when
very shitty situation.
Fucking snowvid,
Yeah.
Our fucking grid couldn't handle the snow, so we had to fucking turn some of the shit off to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my big concerns. That's not the reason why I don't have a Tesla, but I'd always thought about that, with the big, because we had push for, the past 5, 6, 7 years, there's been that big push on, going all electric, electric bikes, electric everything. And part of me is just like, I don't see power plants going up. You know what I mean? I don't see, we're fighting data centers right now from being constructed because they take too much power.
Yeah.
And we're making more of them.
Right. We make nuclear power plants to power one data center.
Yeah, that's dedicated to them.
Well, when's the last time we built a nuclear power plant?
Man, I want to say, you know what? I could tell you this because there was plans to buy. When did we build? I got to look this up. Last nuclear. I really want to know power plant, because Facebook moved into Dallas 2024.
Okay.
That's the newest one. The last one was United States is it started in April 29th, 2024. It's the Vogtle Unit 3 in Georgia. Unit 4 is on
3. Does that mean that 1 and 2 already exist? I'm not talking about expanding a nuclear power plant.
So they're making a Unit 4. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They built a new one. It's a new reactor. So if you build a power plant, you have to build a reactor, right? So these are reactors going up.
So they're expanding a current plant then?
No, they're moving them. So they're across. They're just 1, 2, 3, and 4. The guy's name is Alvin Vogtle that worked on them, that created them. So they're naming them Vogtle 1, 2, 3 because after him. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But the one in UAE is the first reactor to start. It started its operations. So 2021 was the first time from the full ground up infrastructure that a nuclear power plant was put in. Like, you know what I mean? Not introduced to an existing power structure, but when they built a structure for that nuclear power plant. But what they do is it's just like anything else, right? So you plug in batteries along the way on this chain, right? And it keeps the power going, and they shove it through. And that's like the big, the big transfer stations you see. That's what the big, that's what all that shit does. All those capacitors, all that shit when they blow, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's all. But that's what it says. I don't know what's true or not. I'm just trusting the internet when I read that. I don't know that answer. I was curious because I know that there was a big stink about when Facebook moved their data infrastructure to Dallas when I lived there. And one of my buddies he's a master electrician, so he was working on the project, and he was telling me about all the power that this place is fucking calling for,
Right.
Like, it's just insane. They're like, we might have to build another power plant, or expand, or however you want to call it, put another reactor to it, whatever, but then we still do that, dude, and that shit's not stable, man. Like, like we're just we're truncating ourselves into more danger, like, what do? We put more nuclear power plants on the fucking ground. That's what we do. We dig more coal out, and then we fight over that.
Our whole infrastructure sucks. I know, and you're making it worse by having a Tesla, Iron. You're adding to the problem, damn it. You're ruining my shit.
He's not. Negley is just not gonna let him. I think when you said
he knows I love him, he knows we're good. Right?
He said,
I
think, anyway.
This
It's a spot-
shit. If it's fucking sponsored by fucking Exxon,
No.
why am I fucking
Exxon.
We're sponsored by Enron, buddy.
Exxon still exists.
We're sponsored by Enron.
We're sponsored by.
Yeah.
You're giving me fucking gas free for the rest of my life, and we're sponsored by them.
We're sponsored by NASA and SpaceX. Come on.
Yeah, NASA, SpaceX. We're sponsored by the aliens. That's who we're sponsored by. Yes, they're sending us free technologies that will go from 0 to 60 in 1 second.
Not even 1 second, just
not
not even time.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, dude. You know, I couldn't imagine, man. So flying cars, right? So when we go back, I don't know why I just thought of this, but like we go
Flying
through
cars?
back, like not just anything, like so all these old technologies we used to see in movies, right? You know, all the old spy movies, or back when they used to do like voice calls, or you know, like face-to-face calls, and it would be like in the old, and you could tell it was CGI on the phone. You know what I'm talking about, right? But now all this shit is here. Like, so imagine that's in our lifetime. You know what I mean? That's the advancements that we have made, why we have walked this earth, right? Have been astronomical, right? Imagine what it's like in like another 20 years. And then I'm confused why it's our civilization that's only made those advancements.
You get
right?
gas for under a fucking $2? Where the fuck are you getting gas from?
What'd you use, like discount gas points at the grocery store?
No, here in Georgia. Yeah, $1.98 here in Georgia.
No way.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all's gas station prices.
Damn. I think our tax is $1.98 here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
We're like $4 almost here in Texas.
Used to come from the harness the sun's power. Well, that would be so. That's in the steps of ascension of technology. Before we that would so once and that you know there's a theory behind that whole thing, right? Like, yeah, he got gas. Get it? It's a joke. He said Taco Bell.
Oh, fucking, I hate you. I fucking hate
Yeah,
you.
I was waiting on it, but I was not even gonna go. Yeah, Joe's like, don't start with yours, dude. Me and Joe, but they're in Australia. The exchange rate's a little different, right? But dude, it's like fucking crazy what you think. So, how many pints? We went through this. How many liters are in a gallon, and then how much he pays for a gallon of gas? I think it was like $30 a gallon.
God damn.
If you drove a Tesla, you wouldn't have that expense.
I mean, a pack.
I know, buddy. If you want to get in touch with someone, I know, buddy.
I mean, a pack of smokes there's what $30, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I want flying cars.
or $16. Yeah, so it'd be
Still,
16
that's
for us. So that's like so if you take that, that's $32 in Australian then per gallon.
That's fucking wild.
That's crazy. Like that's insane.
All right, I probably would then consider an electric vehicle at that point.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're like,
at this point, it's a money saver for this one. I mean,
you could
shit.
watch Negley's whole demeanor change there when he was looking at it. He's like, yep, Tesla it is. Hey, Iron, where'd you get that Tesla? At
$16
you
a
on the
gallon
hook?
for gas.
Can we get it?
That'd be my breaking point. Yeah.
Can we get a buy one, get one on the deal?
I just ride my fucking bike. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I almost have to. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
That's
I don't know.
That's
What else?
wild.
The what?
That's wild. It
the
fucking
car-
costs that much.
Oh no, Iron said the Kardashian scale. What's the Kardashian scale? Is that something
Big
like Kim
fat asses?
Kardashian did? The Kardashian. Yeah, I know. He's just said the Kardashian. Right now, he's just not even typing. I'm sure he left. I watched the viewer go down now. But anyway. But yeah. So aliens will be here. They say in 2027.
Okay.
Yeah. And
they said the world was going to end in 2012, and we're still here.
how do we know it didn't?
Well, it's supposed to.
That's
end
when the
in,
Mandela-
The Aztec calendar was supposed to end at 2012.
Hey, how do we know? How do we know it didn't?
Because it didn't.
It's supposed
How
to
do we
end.
know?
It was supposed to end in 1999.
No, that was
Well, that was the year.
Y2K.
That was the Y2K bug. Yeah, I
So Mandela.
that was a
effect.
trip. That was a lot of fun. Let me tell you what there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you know what I did? I remember in '99 I was a senior in high school, and I can tell you at
Holy
New
shit,
Year's,
yeah.
at New Year's, that's the first time I got drunk enough that I don't remember much else happening, and I threw up in somebody's front yard. That was the first time, and we listened to, and I remember, dude, because the song was still old then. but listen to Prince, Party Like It's 1999.
Yep.
And it was on repeat in this party that I was at, dude. Like everybody was ready. Like I've never seen a bunch of that's why I don't think they could fuck with our generation, right? How much shit we've been through, and we prepared ourselves for the ending so many times, right?
We've been through a lot.
Like, and we partied through it. We're like, we're a bunch of 17-year-old kids out there, like, hell yeah, let it end. We're going out like this. Who else does that? You know what I mean? Like, we were ready
at
to
the
go.
time, I was working for a global insurance company, and I'm in IT. So obviously, we had offices in Australia, which gets New Year's first. And so I remember specifically that entire weekend sitting at the office, getting paid overtime to wait for the Australian office to call into the home office in London at the time, to then call us in the United States to say that the world didn't end in Australia. And then we had to sit there for every single time zone and wait for those corporate offices in those time zones to check in. I spent the entire weekend in the office just sitting there by a phone just to get the phone call to say all is good. And I couldn't leave until the California office called in and reported.
That's
imagine if
at that point we're all safe and sound.
Imagine if it fucking did happen.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, technically, if it would have went the way they said, right, and realistically, what it was, and Negley, correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't study it, I just lived through it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But if the reset happened on the numbers, it would cause a glitch in the system. The problem would be that the system would then override, not knowing what time it was, and all systems would fail. Yeah. Because it didn't have that extra. It didn't have that extra digit, right? So then everything would fail.
All of your dates were 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the day, and 2 digits for the year. So after 99, instead of going to 0, all computer systems were programmed to go back to like 1978 or something like that. Yeah. So that was the concern, was if that system wasn't programmed to go to a 00, that's what the Y2K. If you couldn't get the 4 digits reprogramming your system, you had to reprogram it to 00. By default, I don't know if it was a technical thing with MS-DOS, or I have no idea, but it would result back to like in the 70 something. And your PCs behaved the same way. When you had your CMOS batteries, which kept your date and time, if that battery ever died, your PC goes back to like 1970 something. That's how you knew your CMOS battery was dead, because when you boot up your computer, your BIOS screen would say like January 1st, 1970 something. You'd be like, oh fuck, I need a new battery. You know, you take the battery out, put the new battery in, set the time for whatever it was, 1985, 87 or whatever, and then you're fine. But yeah, that was the big issue, was that resetting back to that date, which from the financial district, when you talk about, calculated interest and everything else, it would be a huge collapse. Like you would have a global financial collapse if we jutted back in time 22 years.
Yeah.
That was a big scare. And nothing, and some places did have catastrophic failures, but nothing on a global end, because we were able to release patches and change that 99 to a 00 and not having an issue with, math or dates or stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it was a scary time. It was a very scary time for a lot of people. There's a lot of fear. And
I lived in Canadian, right, by Fort Hood, Texas, big military. Yeah. And so the big worry there was, and to me, like, and that's the thing, like, how valid was it? To me, it was a valid worry. Besides, once the patch started, there was no testing until the day, right? They could test a computer system not on a node, right? But you couldn't. You couldn't send that whole system into the future to figure out if this was really going to work or not until the day happened.
Oh no, it was. And
their
you can only test so much in a lab. Yeah,
those nuclear fallout bunkers, the doors to military places, the security systems, the everything would not so much as like blow up, but everything would fail. And so if that happens, then what stops the nuclear somebody from going and we only have so many. You could say you could guard every silo and every military base we have. We couldn't, not all at once, And so what happens then when that thing shoots off a nuclear bomb, right? A nuke that we didn't set off. No one has a defense system for it. We might have a defense system for it, but that's offline too, because everything ran on the same code. It's like fucking air traffic controllers. They still run on Windows 95.
I don't doubt it for a minute.
They have not upgraded. So every airport still operates on Windows 95. That's been the big problem with all of the air traffic controllers and the stress, behind it. So imagine those systems that old and what would roll out now, So.
Yeah.
Well, Rome fell, so every great civilization has to fall. I'm sorry. That's that's the way it happens. I hate to say it that way, but I mean everything turns, right? Every leaves change colors, seasons change, fucking
The
everything
Egyptians built
happens.
pyramids, and they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
And
There'll be a
can't build
day,
pyramid.
and it's not being unpatriotic when I say it, but there'll be a day that America doesn't exist anymore.
Mhm.
Like that, you can't say that it wouldn't. I mean, like eventually, 1,000 years from now, 100 years from now, how old is our country now? So like there's Rome doesn't exist besides with the Vatican now. That's the only reason why it held on. Look at the maps the way they used to be, and look how many countries moved and borders have changed and names.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So to say that that's to me, that's why I feel like I am blessed to be where I'm from in America and grow up here. But we are sheltered as hell here. We get to put on our horse blinders and not see what the rest of the world is doing and living. And
but jumping through that, I mean, we know for a scientific fact we had an ice age at some point, right? Because we have the fossilized remains of things that were stuck in an ice age.
Yep.
If that happened before, it could happen again. Could it be tomorrow? Probably not. But I mean, is that how the Incas died? Is that, you have these civilizations that disappeared off the face of the earth. There could have been some type of catastrophic thing.
We have whole.
Did asteroids kill the
animals.
dinosaurs? We don't know. We weren't alive hundreds of millions of years ago. But that's the best theory we can come up with: is big ass rock hit the planet, and then the whole place went dark, and they all starved to death.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they took up smoking or something. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and who says? Yeah, that's a whole. I could do a whole podcast. I could do 4 hours on dinosaurs.
Yeah,
like what they found in fossils and carbon dating. Like carbon dating, here's one to blow somebody's mind. We're getting close to, but I love to like just throw shit out there without any context. But do you know the error resistant? Like, so there's a certain amount that they can be wrong in. Do you know what that is for carbon dating that we so much believe in?
I don't know,
margin,
but
right?
when you're talking about things that are millions of years old, I mean, you think of it as like I don't know, you can be off quite a bit and it's still fine.
Yeah. So about 60, it can be anywhere between, it could be up to 60,000 years.
Yeah.
Like, so how old are we really? You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. We don't know. We have theories.
And so the dinosaurs could have been here. I don't want to say yesterday, but in our lifetime terms of how long life is, right, and how long time is, and they could have been here yesterday, and we see them, and we're like, oh, well, look how far they are down in the earth. Well, that doesn't mean everything all the time, like we're finding out all kinds of stuff that we thought were facts to be non, to just be questionable.
Well, there's also theories during the dinosaur ages, like what was there could have been technology around that time too, that we don't know fucking about that.
Right, we don't
advanced than ours and all that stuff. So it's like, what do we know?
Right, we have fossils on mountains.
Yeah.
So it's like, could it be airborne? Put it up there. It could be. Could it be a great flood? Could be. Could it be tectonic plate movement? Could be. Problem is, if it happened hundreds of millions of years ago, all we have is a theory on how we think it happened.
Yeah, and so when they carbon date shit, that's what that's literally like you take the carbon from it. And so if something is so old, and that's why they say so anything that's older than 60,000 years, right, has no carbon dating left to do in it.
Yeah.
So if you're saying if they find something and say, hey, we carbon date this back to this time, they can only go back as far as what their science tools let them go back. You know what I mean? So they just stick a fucking date on it, I feel like. They're just it fits in here.
Loose educated.
I think they're trying to do like a formula. Like if we know this is 60,000 years and this is here, then then we have to start multiplying that by a certain multiplier. And
pretty much that's
hey, it's 100 million years.
Yeah. That's the thing, it's like
our galaxy's so many billions of years old. We don't have a freaking clue.
Yeah, but how did they come up with the conclusion of, let's say, Earth is 11 million years old?
Yeah. It's based on the science that we know today on planet Earth. Is how everything is. We think we know everything about. We don't know shit about space because we're basing it on our relative space around us today.
Yeah.
Planet Earth, light years, for example. Right. That's the only. Light to us is the fastest thing that we know exists.
Yeah.
There could be something that's even faster. We don't know, but that's how we measure time and distances through light years in space. You know, all this is 35 million light years away.
Yeah.
And me, I'm saying to myself, well, if it's 3,500 million or 35 million light years away, how the hell am I seeing it?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be able to see it if it's 35 million light years away.
Yeah.
Period.
They're doing
So
a good job.
somebody fucked up some type of formula.
Well, they're doing a really good job with the projection.
Right.
Well, yeah, people see that. People take it at face value these days. Like, oh, it's just brain spitting. Like, oh, Earth is 11 million years. It's like, how do we know that?
Yeah.
How are we calculating a planet that wasn't around at one point and then there this time? And in the grand scheme of things, we really don't know anything about anything on this fucking planet. So how are we even guessing at how old this fucking planet is? It could be fucking 10 trillion fucking years old for all we know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same, like, so what they do is they start with a reference point like anything else, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know how they do it, but it's just
but they dig up an artifact that they know. Like, so they'll go, like Civil War, right? They know that a Civil War was fought here. They'll dig that up and then they'll carbon date that. And then they'll go, okay, well, based on the acidity and this and that, now we must say this must be at least 2 times as old as that.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. So it's all a guess anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Educated guesses.
That's all we got. I mean,
personally,
I think
we're wrong on a lot of shit that we don't know. Which is, let's just say this and put it out to the public because that's what the public wants to hear and all that stuff. But in reality, it's like we don't fucking know.
Yeah.
No, but we need answers. We want answers.
Yeah.
So you got to come up with the best.
Yeah.
If you come up with the best scientific guess and you make it sound smart, then people that aren't quite as smart, like I'm not going to challenge these space physicists and shit like that. Sure, fine. If that's what you say it is, that's fine. I'm just having a hard time believing that star that I'm looking at is a million light years away,
and it's not even there.
I don't see how it's there, and they say it's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's burnt out. There's
but
it takes that so long.
We don't have any facts and you're assuming.
How do we know? Yeah.
You're assuming we know what the lifespan of a star is.
Yeah, and we never.
Like, what if our sun what if our sun's billions of years old?
Mm-hmm. What if our sun was once time a planet and now it's the sun?
Yeah, we have no clue. But it's the best guess we can give. It's the best explanation that we can give.
Yeah,
and who knows? Maybe the aliens came down and visited us and shared some knowledge with us. And the only reason I'm saying that is there are some ancient star maps that are out there that are pretty freaking accurate, including planets, and you can't really see planets without telescopes. So it's like, how do you know that planet exists over here on this part on this day of the year when you can't see it from the naked eye? It looks like a star. Everything looks the same. And the sky we see today is not the sky they saw. Like they have things called black zones, right? So we have one up here like Cherry Hill State Park up here where you can see the Milky Way galaxy. You can see all the stars because there's zero light pollution.
Yeah.
That's what they dealt with when they were studying the stars. If you looked up there today, we see the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, all that shit. If we had zero light pollution, you would just see this big old thing of stars all over the place.
Yeah, you'd see the cosmos.
You'd see everything up there. So it's like,
see everything.
how the fuck do you know that one's over here is Mars? And Venus. How do you know that? We know it because we have the technology to
see them now.
See that shit with high-powered telescopes.
Yeah, I mean, you can go out and spend your own money. They didn't have that. Yeah.
Right?
But you can buy
somebody had to leak that to them.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just make up that shit before. That's one hell of a good guess to say we rotate around an orbit around a sun. It's in the center of our universe, and there's 9 planets, and we're the fourth, Mercury, Venus. We're the 3rd planet in the strand of the 9.
Yeah,
that's one hell of a freaking guess.
Yeah,
from thousands of years ago. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, well, and when they named these planets before we even had the technology to even view the planets, right? Technically.
Yeah.
And they knew them. We had drawings how far back of the planets, and they had them, and they talked about when these planets would align. How did we know all of this?
Yeah. There are ancient carvings which show a sun in the middle and planets going around that sun as an orbit.
Why are these planets named all these deities and goddess and all that stuff? Why are these planets held to a higher standards and given these, you know, astronomical names back in those old ass ancient times? If, you know, what if those aliens were those gods and all that stuff came in down and said, hey, this is where we're from, or, you know, this planet is this and this and all that stuff. We're like, oh, we're all civilizations and going to name that planet what you're named after, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's
you know,
crazy.
it's just like.
Yeah,
And humans back then lived, you know, in some fucking hieroglyphs and books and texts and all that stuff, lived for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah, and how do we know about the zodiacs and everything else? I mean, like, there's so much you could dive into all of that.
Oh,
I mean, like, because they had stuff, they had star maps. Like, and if you look at old, I was watching a special on the guy rebuilt. You know, there's the technology from the Vikings. Watch Joe will probably say it, but it's a box they used. And it was their compass that they say was their compass, and they didn't know if it was a real artifact or not. Well, they took it to this dude that is still living like a Viking life, you know, lives in, they still build longboats and all this stuff, right? He took the same materials that they would have used back then, rebuilt one, and it worked. They could navigate with this device, right? So they had,
the Vikings
star
would-
navigation makes sense because your stars typically don't move.
I mean,
But
there's
you
some
see
of the best.
stars. Like, how do you name that one particular star a planet and know that it rotates around the sun like you do?
And know it's a star or a planet.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm scratching my head on.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and for the Vikings to be like some of the best explorers that we've ever fucking had, to be able to navigate, you know, for what we, you know, as what we perceive now. Oh, they were navigating that shit blind. It's like, no, they had some kind of fucking technology to allow them to fucking to guide them, you know, all that stuff, you know.
Well, I mean, they
Christopher
find
Columbus didn't just sail off and, you know, let's head north. Let's, you know, you have compasses and everything else, but he relied on the stars as well to, you know, for his orientation where he had to go.
Yeah.
You think? I mean, I've seen planets twinkle.
Yeah.
Especially with the
But how do you
cities,
determine if it's a planet as opposed to a star, though? That's the thing. How do you pick that one out of the sky and say that's a planet?
Yeah, especially back in those times.
Especially back in the 1500s when we thought sea serpents were.
Yeah.
6, 7.
It's
I ate kolaches this morning at breakfast, talking to people, and fucking they will not leave me alone about them. First, Kat didn't know what kolaches were. Then Joe wanted to fucking call me, fucking say they were.
I can lick my elbow. Oh my god! No,
I bet
I'm
you
not even gonna try.
Can you put? Hey, Iron, can you put your right hand on your chest and bite your left elbow, or lick your left elbow?
If you can do that, then you're meant to have a Tesla.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the first people here were Vikings anyway, you know, in America. Sorry, I was just reading what my brother was talking about, you know,
history
Columbus.
books say otherwise, but
that's true.
We've proven. I think we've proven that.
Yeah,
we were settled on this area well before 1492.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, the Vikings were here. I mean, there is very good evidence for that on shores. You know what I mean? And people say, well, the Vikings couldn't make those longboats across, and then you go and look, and they were selling those longboats across fucking oceans. When they went and picked on England, right? You know what I mean? They were selling them. So you don't, and again, the landmass is what we see, and what our view of distance really is it's obscure, you know. Like it's not.
Back then is the engineering that went into those boats was insane. You know, I watched the whole fucking shit on YouTube about it. It's like, how did they know? I'm getting goosebumps right now. How did they know of what they're gonna run into to engineer those fucking boats to withstand, or what they're gonna be? Because they didn't know what the fuck's gonna go. You know, what's gonna happen as they're traveling.
Or how do you plan for it?
Yeah,
you got to bring all their food and water with you.
Yeah, it's
you
like
can't drink the ocean.
How do you get the engineering mindset to be able to engineer these, you know, modern or these fucking astronomical fucking engineering feats to be able to, like, hey, let's build it this way because of this and that. It's like, how do they fucking know that?
and it, like, like we have modern technology, we have modern ships, we can go extremely fast, we can cover the ocean in period. I mean, these guys, it took them months.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, you set off on an expedition, you know, it's like, hey, Flames, we'll see you later. You know, let us know what you find. Might be 6 months before you come back. Maybe. At what point do you scratch your head and you go, well, Squirrel, why don't you send a boat out there just to see if he's okay or see if they, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of those boats probably didn't come back for a while.
Someone didn't come back.
Yeah.
And some didn't come back. Right. Some didn't come back at all. But I mean,
Settled
it's
whole
completely
new.
different than today where we know every square inch of our planet and we know navigation on a much higher level than they did. I mean,
Yeah.
you had the stars and
Yeah.
at some point it's like we're running out of shit. We got to turn around and go back.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're talking about months to travel into the dark abyss, that's insane.
Yeah.
No, I'm like a Squirrel. I think they had some technology that we don't know about and all that stuff. Because
Whether it's alien or not, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
they had to have a better understanding of, even when
Yeah.
you look at some of the buildings with mathematics that we can't even put. Even if the pyramids, let's say that the pyramids were built the way they say, you know, people pulling stones with water and this and that, and they built from down because as is below, as is on top, right? You know what I mean, right? So they built like this. You can say all of that stuff. We still can't recreate that.
No.
We can't. And,
So,
you know, yeah, the easiest thing is to say aliens did it. Maybe the aliens helped. I don't know. But yeah, think about your workplace, right? So you might have a coworker that's worked there for 30 years, right? That person retires and they replace that person with a kid fresh out of college. There's a knowledge that's gone. Like that knowledge, that 30 years of history walks out that door. And I think that's kind of what we see with these civilizations and how they did that. They might have figured out ways to move stone in a non-conventional way that we think they would move stone with horsemen. Maybe they did use sound levitation or what have you, but that knowledge died with them. That's the problem. It was never. But then the crazy part is the Egyptians documented everything, right? We have hieroglyphs all over the place. Where the hell is the blueprints on how to make a pyramid?
Yeah.
And then to design, you know, all the hallways and stuff inside, the trap doors, the booby traps. Like, we know what it would take with today's CAD drawings and everything else to do something like that. I mean, this is you know. Yeah, probably right over there. Let's put that brick there. Let's put it over. Yeah. It's crazy. You know, they didn't have computers that sit there. They didn't have blueprints spread out on a table. Like, it's
that we know
how
of.
the hell they do that shit. Right.
Yeah.
We have no, you know, we're trying to use what we know today to mimic what they did back then. And that would be the same thing as asking them to build an airplane today. They wouldn't know how to do it. But we know you can do it.
I think back then with the Egyptian is they knew something that we didn't, you know, as in, let's, you know, we need to sustain while we're here on this planet and all that stuff. Let's build what we need to build to survive and all that stuff. And then, there's gonna be a time where we leave this planet, so it's just, you know, build it.
First
and all
rocket
that
ship
stuff.
out of here, we're going.
Yep. And then fuck it, we're out of here, you know. And then
bye.
Yeah, I mean, we're all probably aliens, you know.
Oh yeah, I think 100%. Yeah, I think we're different. There's been different species of humans and all that stuff. And all that
or
stuff.
were
And
the
I think-
pyramids were they built before the Egyptians?
Yeah, and I think
like we're
different,
assuming it's the Egyptians, but maybe there's a civilization before them that actually built all that shit, and we've got our history wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's more pyramids like around the world, right?
Right,
Than we ever
right.
thought. They're excavating. Like, this is all things too
They're
much
still
to
finding
get into.
pyramids.
Yeah, they're what they think are mountains. They start to excavate them, and they're finding full pyramids underneath them. That's true. You can look that up. I mean, that's
Especially
like
the new
literally
technology
happening.
of LiDAR, how much that's come far. They're discovering a whole.
It's crazy.
So many fucking pyramids in the ground, and they're also fucking discovering different kind of objects in the ground that describe UAPs and UFOs and all that stuff too.
Yeah. Joe was saying about GPS, dude. That's the truth, because GPS has even ruined me. Like, so as soon as it got available on the phone all the time,
yeah,
dude, I don't go somewhere without turning on GPS, even if I don't look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but like, I'll just go in there, and even if I know where I'm going, I'll still have GPS up.
Dude, that'd be a fun.
That's so. I'm very spoiled by fucking by it, but
that'd be a fun ass trip to take with a bunch of friends. Is no technology, no cell phones, and all that stuff, and just
get the Rand McNally Atlas.
Yep.
Used to have a couple copies in the car.
Pick a destination and fucking go there and just make a fucking trip out of it. That'd be fucking so fun.
yeah.
I think of it.
And you have to listen to the radio back in the day, in the day. You can't listen to MP3s because you'd have to turn. You can tab your phone because an emergency happens. You want to have
you
it.
Can't
you
use
know?
it and all that stuff. No fucking social media. Nothing. You're cut off. Old analog everything. You're on your fucking own. You know, you can bring food and all that stuff. Of course, you need all that.
That's too easy.
And
That'd be a lot of fun. That's more of a fun thing. I wonder how many people, like the younger generation, be like, "Oh no, that's a challenge." No, that's the way we lived. It's cool. We're good.
I mean, growing up, we always went camping, right? I've even gone. I've gone on camping trips where you got to dig your own hole to take a shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever gotten it? You remember getting in the car and not knowing somewhere and going to a new city? And what do? You drive the city.
Yeah.
That's what you did to find the things. You didn't Google. You were like, fuck it. I'm getting in the car. I'll see you guys in 2-3 hours. I'm going to drive around this city and see what's there. Did you guys know that there's a Target on this side of town? You know what I mean? Like,
can you believe that?
Like, yeah, you could like tell people that things were there. Now it's like, it's like when people give me directions. I'm like, just give me the address. I can put it in, and people want to still describe directions. And you missed that time. That was all interaction, human interaction of having to take down directions and pay attention and write them down. But I
remember when I was old enough to drive to my mom's for the first time to actually like go meet her without having a parent and all that stuff. And I had my own vehicle and all that stuff. And I remember the first time going there, GPS really wasn't a thing. If you wanted GPS, you had to print them out in a fucking paper and then turn left 200 miles at this exit and all that stuff. And I remember that first fucking time, and I was just like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. But you could also like drive around like that. That was the thing to do, was drive. That's how you, number one, learned how to drive a lot better. But number two, got used to the area. You had your Rand McNally map, so
street signs and markers, mile markers.
Where can I go today? What can I do here?
If you ain't shit in the hole, you ain't lived. Okay?
Yep.
If you ain't shit in the hole,
I will have to say it's not as bad as what you think it is. I mean, it is. So I don't know if anybody lives out west, but I camped out at Lake Hosmer. Lake Hosmer is it's a crystal clear lake behind Mount Bachelor in Oregon, and you can see right straight down to the bottom, and it's beautiful. But there's a restriction on, there's no motorized like boats on this lake, and that's why it's pristine. So you basically canoe. So you just throw a bunch of shit in your canoe, you canoe wherever, you get your campsite, and that's it. And it was a blast. I spent like a week and a half out there. But yeah, you dig your hole, but the beauty that's all around was insane. So yeah, I'd recommend for anybody that ever wants to go camping, go for that one.
Yeah. Man, shit in the hole. I think you were gonna say something about Iron's comment. Sorry.
Yeah, so the levitation with using frequencies, So I've seen that theory, and I've heard that theory, and possibly my concern is, and again, this is just because we don't know, and I'm basing myself on the limitations of science today with what we do today. I don't know how you could use that to complete the entire pyramid. Like you hear about the manpower and everything else, which is great. If you go the manpower route where 500 people are pulling a stone, the first, I don't know, 30 or 40 feet, sure, why not? How'd you get that top freaking stone on that pyramid going that way? And so
it's gold
with
on
your
top
levitation too, with frequencies, why would you build a pyramid like, if you could move those stones like that, why would you build a pyramid where you're relying on the base layer to support the next layer up, and the next layer up, and the next layer up? I just don't think that is how it was constructed, because I think you would have built the pyramid differently. That's what. Was he talking about me again? Back to your grandpa podcast. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yes. Again, but prove me wrong. How'd that top stone get on that pyramid? Like, when you talk about building the ramps and everything, sure, you can build a ramp. You can only go so far. Like, you scaffolding on a building, right? Do you put scaffolding all the way to the top of a 100-story skyscraper? No, you can't, because at some point gravity will win. That scaffolding will come crashing down.
Yeah,
so you
if they use the frequency type stuff, then they could probably manipulate it high
Sure.
they want to, and
But
manipulate
then
any-
why have a base that supports like why would you put it in that shape? Because again, if I can stack stones on top of each other, you might just have them straight up and down.
Well, the new discovery is they found the columns underneath it and all that stuff, and
Right.
from what we can gather, it looks like it was some kind of generator or some sort that was there for maybe power or whatever it fucking could be, So maybe
I don't know.
that shape was
Sound.
designed
I saw the
for
first
just
Thanksgiving.
that.
Fuck you, Iron.
Did Iron say he saw
That was
it the
directed
first
at
Thanksgiving?
me. No, he's saying I
Oh.
saw the first Thanksgiving.
Oh damn! I thought he was
And
talking
it
about
wasn't.
him.
It was the third Thanksgiving. Okay, let's get our facts straight. The third
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is what I saw.
With Jesus.
All right.
No, he came later on. He
Where's
came
it?
later on. Yeah,
Hold on.
no, it's just, yeah. We were best buds. We were
Hold on.
bros, man.
This is
We rode
This is-
skateboard parks all the time. We were cool. He's a cool cat.
But yeah, going back to like connecting with without having technology and all stuff. That's the reason one reason I got this, my fucking bike is because when I'm out there, I don't bring nothing with me. It's just me and the bike and all that stuff. And I feel like a weight is lifted off of me. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just out there fucking in nature with the bike, just breathing in the air and all that stuff. And I think a lot more people need that.
For epic BMX tricks.
Just that disconnect for a while and just get back to the roots and like, oh, this is
I get it.
this is what life is supposed to be, not just stuck in a fucking screen all the time.
Right.
This is Iron right now, just so everybody knows.
Oh shit.
Hello, kids.
Hello, fellow children. It's fucking. Oh man. Oh.
Yes,
anyway.
I fully believe that it's some kind of energy. Well, not even energy. I can feel it conducts something or it projects something, whether it
Yeah, I
is an
think
energy
it's used more
source
than
or
just a
it's
tune. It's
yeah,
hiding
or
something.
it's a radio, some kind of it's some kind of
Oh, so-
technology.
So have you guys seen? Man, we're going off on it here, but I'm gonna look this up. You keep talking. I gotta look something up here real quick. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, I think it's some kind of medium for something when they had back then, along with the other one fucking blank. The other fucking structures around the world and all that stuff
Yeah.
is they're also we're finding out they're also engineered for a certain purpose and all that stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's just like
I don't think they're just building that stuff for decoration. Like it's not.
no.
It's not a decorative statue like we have today with parks and stuff like that. It had
Yeah.
a purpose to it. It's just.
And it was
I don't know.
it was a monument for them back then because they hold it up to a higher standard after then they put their dead in there and all that shit and then they worship it and all that stuff. It's like there's not a coincidence that's just they just built it just to fucking build it. It's like they
even
put
with
some engineering and
Right.
technology and all that stuff and whether they had the technology back then to be able to manipulate and all that stuff, it wasn't built in just a day,
Well, it couldn't. But the crazy
Yeah.
part was like if it's a tomb for a pharaoh, you don't know who that pharaoh is until that pharaoh becomes a pharaoh, right? And at that
Yeah.
point, the clock's ticking. Like, hey, we got to hurry up and pick out a nice little plot of land and start building this thing.
Yep.
And then when you look at if there's a whole substructure underneath that thing, well, now this they had to build that thing in record timing because that pharaoh isn't going to live forever, right? The life expectancy back then was not 200 years. It's
But it
30,
could be,
40
no?
years and you're dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the clock's ticking at that point, and if you turn pharaoh, even if it's 16 and you die at 50,
why
geez.
put their pharaohs in such a monument thing if they didn't live so long? What's saying that they did live for thousands of years and they held these people up such a high regard?
Could be.
They put these people in this technology that they held so highly,
Right.
But I can't remember it. So I've been looking for it, but there's like these towers, right? And they're ancient towers, but there's all these bells that are built around them, right? So they don't work anymore, blah, blah, blah. But they have said that the frequency that the bells operate at, they all are the same frequency and the same with the frequency that you got from the Roman arenas. You know how they built them in the circles, so the echoes were all the same. And they said it would have been the same for Stonehenge.
Yeah.
If Stonehenge had bells and could pass sound around. So it was basically sound amplifying. And they were saying that's, you know, like that's a huge topic of conversation from been a while, you know, what you can do with sound waves, right? You know, with certain frequencies that you've seen it. I mean, it's there on Google. Like, I mean, look at the videos from actual scientists. You can move objects with sound.
Yeah.
Like we know this now. You know what I mean? Now, how well that's what I'm saying. We can only do it, you know, at a certain. So, but we've seen if you can do it, we're seeing it now, right? So, like cell phones, you used to have this, and now it does this. So, but if you could do it then, but how much do you need? And these people were building huge, resonating towers full of sound. You know, who says that these things didn't operate that way? You know, so. I don't know. I was looking for a picture of it, but I couldn't find it.
I'm putting that last brick like way up there, though. That's the thing. Like, how did I get that brick way up there?
Yeah.
We're not talking like 100-pound brick. We're talking like several tons, like several thousand pounds.
Badass helicopter.
Brick up top.
Yeah.
And like Iron even said too, it was they think that it was covered with a gold cap and limestone on the sides, and you know, through the years of deterioration and
grave thieves
and stuff like that. Yeah. So
I think the gold thing was fucking taken off when they left.
Yeah.
It was like,
well, it's like what we use copper for, you know, like, so you know that you can grow.
We're taking this shit with us.
Yeah, you know, you can grow your own silver, right?
Yeah.
With copper and all that stuff, right? So with sound, using it with the electro, blah blah blah. So like, I mean, it's all the same thing. Like how we don't know what we have no clue, you know.
Right.
That's and so we do know that copper conducts, and if you look at a lot of stuff, how did they bend? Yeah, how did they bend the copper the way that they did? Do you know what I mean? Like, how did they bend these things back then? Look at the tools they had with the precision in the lines. Like, how did your hand stay this steady? And how did the next man's? Because if it took how long they said to build the pyramids, right? That means the next worker had to be just as skilled as the first worker.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that
shit lines up, and there's no gaps, and
that's the hard part. They weren't all built, no matter what, even conspiracy theory or not. We all know that they weren't built by one person. You know what I mean? Or one group, because they took too long, and so we don't like that. You don't know.
I mean, just for us right now. Just to extract fucking limestone from a limestone quarry, we have to drill several holes in it. It just takes hours and hours just to get one giant slab of it. It's like, how are they able to cut it out of the quarry so fucking smooth and so precise, and to move it that distance without it breaking, cracking, taking any damage?
Yeah. And I believe Stonehenge's quarry wasn't even anywhere near Stonehenge.
No.
I think it was several miles away was the quarry, and then you brought those stones over and then placed them, and
and then there's extra ones. There's extra ones, and a lot of people don't realize that with Stonehenge,
it's actually large.
But there's a pile of stones that are still over here that weren't used, and they never talk about them. How the fuck did they pile those up, dude? And why did they say they didn't want to use those? You know what I mean? Like, how did you know these weren't perfect enough?
Yeah.
Like, and they
didn't meet the quality control team,
and they're still stacked. How did they stack them? Like, you just it's crazy to think of, you know? So,
but it could be the sound levitation. We don't know. That's the thing. And there's no instruction booklet on how they did it.
No.
Or they could have been advanced enough in their actual physicality that,
or it's there and we can't read it.
Telekinesis or some kind of powers that go with their mind and all that shit, you know?
Well,
we just haven't found the scrolls that have that paperwork yet.
No.
Or the giants helped them.
One day. It could be.
It's probably not. Yeah. All the same, right? Nephilim, the Nephilites and Anunnaki, and if you read the book of Enoch, they all kind of tie into the same, because they were all just other beings that came down here and bred with humans to make giants, right? To make those. But anyway.
You know, to tie things back, Bob Lazar with that spaceship, you know, those aliens only had to be like 4 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
So like, we're the tall giants now. If you're a 4 foot,
or and how do we know they don't have, like, you know? We look at clown cars and say how they all fit in there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, how do they all fit in there? So,
well, there's no personal space in there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Someone farts, they're all done.
Ooh. Oh. But
Worse than an elevator.
yeah. Well, we're at 2.5 hours. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys bringing me along.
Thank
Dude.
you. Well,
Always good.
Even with the tough crowd this
yeah, dude. Man, it started before, and then it
I
went
think I
into.
survived.
We've been called.
They were
old.
picking on you, then it moved on to me. And then for some
Yeah.
reason, I became the target the entire night. I don't know why.
It's because we're cool, Negley. That's why.
That's true.
You know,
That's
it's because we're hip. You know,
That's right.
That's
Still
what
doesn't
it
make me
is.
want to buy a Tesla.
No, it doesn't. But
Sorry.
but it's been a lot of fun. And,
Yeah, it's been a blast.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
you having me back. Thank you.
Heck
Yes,
yeah, dude.
sir.
That's was well, as
Glad
soon
to
as
have
you
you back.
mentioned it, that episode, me and Flames talked about it. I think we talked about it even right after the podcast with you. I think, well, all right, well, let's just do a whole deep dive episode, you know,
Yeah.
and see, you know, where it goes, because it's fun to do this and do that,
Have a blast talking about
you
this.
know. So, but it was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming back, Negley.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Sir.
And
There's
I
other
would say
comments?
thanks for everybody coming. No, don't say that. No, fuck all the comments. Thanks.
Some of the comments were worthwhile. I mean,
Yes.
you know, the
Mhm.
sound levitation. I mean, those were good. No, you can cancel.
Okay,
all the Tesla ones.
thanks,
I mean,
thank you for some of the comments.
yeah.
Thank you for some of the comments. There you go.
Uh,
But
I had a good
anyway,
time. I had a
yeah.
good time. I appreciate it.
It's
Yeah,
always
it's
a good time.
Yeah.
It's always a good
It's really
time. But
cool.
appreciate everybody, and yeah, we'll have to go. We'll have to do another deep dive time. We need to get
Yeah.
you, me, Iron on one time, and Flame. We need to do. I say you, me. I mean you and Iron on at the same time. We all just need to go. Then let's hear
I
him.
don't know
Let's
if
hear
the
him talk.
screen's big enough for all of us.
I don't know if
let's
it's.
get all the alien
I don't know if
conspiracy
it's-
talkers on here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. We'll have to set ground rules. No Tesla talk.
Yeah, can we set ground rules? It's like we don't trash Negley for not having a Tesla. We'll just set that as a
Yeah.
main ground rule.
Yeah.
Okay? That's
Yeah,
Can't
And
say we're old.
age is just a number.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's true.
And I don't know what else, but we'll just start with those.
It's
But
all
anyway.
good. though. I don't care. It's
Nah, it's
Yeah.
all.
if you can't laugh
Oh,
at
it's-
yourself, then what can you laugh at?
Yeah,
So,
it's all
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It's all
It's,
fun.
yeah. Well, love you
Yeah,
guys.
guys.
See you guys later.
yeah,
Yep.
appreciate it.
Laters.
Thank you again, guys.
Peace out. We'll catch you on the next episode, guys. You all have
Yep.
a good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you're all at in the world, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Almost this morning.
And that's a wrap on another episode of the Keeping Gaming Weird podcast. A massive thank you to all of you for plugging in and spending your time with us. We had a blast, and we hope you did too. If you enjoyed the ride, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out when a new episode drops. It's the best way to support the show and keep the weirdness coming.